And we are live. Welcome, 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 everyone. Happy Friday to each and everyone. And as usual, happy Friday to those in television land. Happy Friday to our silent supporters. We really appreciate each and every one. Happy Friday to those in the chat. Hope everyone had a wonderful and productive week and looking forward to a wonderful and restive weekend. We are really grateful to each and everyone for continuing to join us each and every Friday. And I cannot stress it more that we understand that you have other choices. You could have been doing something else with your Friday, but you choose to invite us into your homes virtually, and we really appreciate it. So, guys, remember, if you're new, please subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel and turn on the post notification bell to show some support. Okay. And also like up the live as you come in and share us out if you have a platform and can do so. It will be greatly appreciated. Okay, so I am just gonna welcome those over on Facebook. So welcome to everyone over on Facebook. Thank you so much for joining. And that person who always at the beginning give us a share out, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And happy Friday to you guys over there as well. Okay, so I'm just gonna acknowledge those in the chat, and Jibba Bruce was there earlier. Also, Truck Life fully active.
All right.
And he just joining again, saying looking wonderful, Mrs. Ann. Nice shirt,
All
Mr.
right.
Byron.
Bless
Thank you
yourself,
so
Truck
much,
Life.
Truck Life. Really appreciate it. Happy Friday. And he's saying, always good to hear the boss, Mr. Byron, speak.
Thank you, Truck Life.
And Tallman TV is in the building. Welcome, Tallman. Big up yourself. Thank you so much for joining. Happy Friday. All right. So, guys, remember to share us out and give us that thumbs up. It will be greatly appreciated. And as you can see, the topic for this evening is plundering Holness avoided paying taxes for years. All right, so I am going to hand over to Baron because, as you guys know, I have to do a bit of housekeeping as soon as I start. So I'm just going to hand over.
All right. Thank you, wifey, for that. First and foremost, I want to say a big thanks for all of my ardent listeners always pass through on a Friday. And we want to say, big thanks for new subscribers who came on board. We really appreciate that. All right.
Thank you guys for the support. Sorry, before you go any further. Sharon Savage, welcome. I'm here early tonight. Teacher not feeling well, so I'm here.
All
no
right,
problem,
Sharon.
I hope you feel better soon. Also, the Taylor's families in the building saying good night to you all. Welcome, Taylor's family. Happy Friday.
All right. Okay, so tonight what I want is to really speak to Jamaica, right? To all Jamaicans, locally and in the diaspora, as it relates to our future, right? As it relates to nation building, as it relates to our strength economically moving forward, and as it relates to good governance. So the order of the day is good governance. And unfortunately, as we speak, we all can say that what we have been witness with the incumbent government is nowhere near good governance. Not that I am beating down the government, but we understand that the government, of course, is representing us, the servant of the people. But are we being represented? Now, I am going to take you through certain information that, of course, to every Jamaican they are going to be disappointed. Let me say that. They are going to be disappointed. And when we have our politicians, and particularly our Prime Minister, is acting in a way where we have seen that speaking as it relates to the government, it appears as if the entire government gone rogue. The criminal justice system gone rogue. The banking system gone rogue. And every other system, right, that we can think of, right, is operating in such a way, right, that is totally despicable, without checks and balance. And when we see a government that is breaking or breaching the political norms, both political and constitutional norms, we have to wonder if this is the end of democracy. And is it possible that we are approaching autocracy? We have seen a government act in such a way that we can define as bullyism. We have seen that. We have seen a government that asks its people to make sure that they honor their taxes, pay their taxes, and in the same breath, the government failed to do just that. I am going to take you through some information as it relates to our own Prime Minister, who had been avoiding taxes from way as 2016, who has breached the constitutional laws, and then, of course, acting in the fashion of a bully. So I want to open, Jamaican eyes. This is not about partisan politics or having time, right, to think party. We have to put our country first. Let me say this. If the PNP was in government, or any other government was the incumbent government, I would have been doing the same thing.
If they behave in the same fashion.
If they are behaving in the same fashion. And let me say this, what I'm going to say, I am also is holding the People's National Party also responsible of some of the issues that we are going to point out tonight. So let me categorically state that. I am someone who dealing with Jamaica, dealing with the country, dealing with the nation, and providing that we are seeing issues that goes contrary towards building a nation, we have to speak out. I am so happy that we have other social media vloggers, right, who are speaking out on these issues, who are taking it to another level of disseminating the information that needs to be disseminated, building the awareness so that people know what is going on. What sort of government that is going to put its peoples first and wanting to hide information away from the people? What type of government who is going to muzzle their integrity commission? By the mere fact that you speak of integrity commission, why would a government aim to pass a law that muzzle the Integrity Commission. What I'm going to do tonight is to show you the reason why the government aims specifically to muzzle the Integrity Commission, because from the onset, the Jamaica Labour Party, Andrew Holness and his comrades,
His minions,
have the objective of seeking wealth through taxpayers' monies. Let me repeat that. Andrew Holness and his comrades seeking wealth through the means of taxpayers' money. And tonight, I am going to prove that. A prime minister who is the chief servant of the country is denying the country of its tax resources. That is unbecoming of a prime minister or any good servant. And so then, we have seen that Andrew Holness, during his campaign 2015, speaks highly of everything that he wants to do. He speaks of our security, that he will make us safe. He speaks of inflation, that his government will take down inflation. He speaks of checks and balance in the government. He criticized the People's National Party government, right, in such a way, and accused them, right, of high inflation, running the country without good leadership. So what I'm going to play tonight, people, I am going to introduce the first information to disseminate it to you all. What Andrew Holness has been doing from 2016 in evading tax, not paying his tax. And this is serious, right? What Andrew Holness has been doing in terms of hiding from not exposing his statutory declaration for you to see transparency and balance. He knows why he's hiding it, and he has every reason to hide it, because of course the corruption that he mixed into and intertwined with SSL that we'll be speaking about later. Very interesting. Without any further ado, guys, diaspora, right, local, please see for yourself Andrew Holness, right, hiding from paying the Jamaican taxes. Please play
okay,
it.
let me just share the screen, guys.
So we'll be sharing this screen, guys.
To believe that every poor man must build his castle, every poor man must build him big house, and we now grudge of it. We are going to help you to achieve that. That is why we say education be free, health be free, and we must make the place secure so you can live and enjoy yourself.
This is the house, built on 3/4 of an acre, complete with stone-cut wall in the exclusive Beverly Hills neighborhood just outside Kingston. It's a huge upgrade from where Jamaica's newest prime minister and then opposition leader Andrew Holness says he was born.
I was born in a 2-bedroom board house at 56 Cumberland Road in a Spanish town. My father is still a farmer, and my mother is a retired civil servant.
Property records showed that Beverly Hills land was purchased by St. Lucian-based company AdMat Incorporated for $300,000 in 2011, 3 months before Holness became Prime Minister of Jamaica for the first time, and when he was Minister of Education. There's no mortgage listed. In a statement, Holness says he's the sole director of ADMAT and a shareholder, along with his two sons, Adam and Matthew. Holness says he got the money from funds in his accounts at two of Jamaica's investment banks and used his savings, salary, loans, and credit from suppliers established through his wife, who is a real estate developer, to build the house, costing him approximately $52 million, or around $525,000 US. He says the solution structure was used for estate planning. His attorney, Patrick Bailey, says there's that and the additional potential benefit of avoiding transfer taxes.
If the house at Beverly Hills is the only asset and he was selling it, he would simply sell the company, sell the shares. The company would have its shareholding transferred from him and his children to the new purchasers, whereas the title would remain unchanged because the new purchaser will be the owners of ADMAT and be the owners of the property. So in that case, there's no transfer from one entity to another. So you save on transfer tax and stamp duty and those sorts of things.
Civil society activist Carol Narcisse says the leader of the country shouldn't be trying to avoid taxes.
Especially if you're a prime minister and you're telling your citizens that they need to conform to the regulatory environment that you have designed, that you do not think you can adhere to, because it is inimical to your interest to adhere to it, or inimical to the interest of your children's future to adhere to it, then there is a major there's a major inconsistency there that you need to explain.
Does he own other entities in there, in ADMAT?
In ADMAT?
Yes.
I think he has at least one other property in ADMAT.
And where is that?
That is in somewhere in the Arcadia area, right?
And that's considered land or also?
No, it's an apartment. Actually, he's now in the process of selling that unit. He owes suppliers because suppliers gave him credit for the house he's building in Beverly Hills.
And source of funds for that was what?
That one, I can't recall all of those details, but I seem to remember that he's always used the house that he lives in and get loans and that sort of thing.
We checked the title for the property where Bailey says both Holness and his wife lived at the time of our interview and found no additional loans or mortgages other than those originally taken out in 2002 when they bought the house for $7 million Jamaican dollars, around $144,000 US dollars back then. So you were satisfied then with the source of the funds in both cases?
Oh, absolutely.
We checked the title for the Acadia property and found that it was indeed purchased by the same St. Lucian company, ADMAT Incorporated, in 2008, again when Holness was Minister of Education. The price tag, 16 million Jamaican dollars, around 219,000 US back then, and again, no mortgage was listed. Further, we also checked whether ADMAT owned additional properties and found one more. A half-acre lot, also built in Beverly Hills on Wycliffe Close in February 2009, also when Holness was Minister of Education, price tag around 50 million Jamaican dollars, almost 173,000 US dollars, and again, no mortgage listed. So you've never heard of this Wycliffe Close property before today?
Let me put it this way. I have never handled them. And when I look at the transfer, I see the names of lawyers who I know. And he's entitled to have more than one lawyer. We'll have to eat.
So all told, when it comes to properties, there's the Great House Boulevard home that Holness and his wife bought with a mortgage while Holness was a mere member of Parliament. And in the 4 years he was Minister of Education, earning the equivalent of around 60,000 US dollars per year, or 90,000 with allowances, there was the Arcadia apartment, no mortgage listed. The land at Wycliffe Close in Beverly Hills, no mortgage listed. The land for the Shenstone Beverly Hills house he's building, no mortgage listed, and around 525,000 US dollars spent building the house in the 3 years after Holness's Jamaica Labour Party lost the election in 2011. Holness, through a member of his team, said he wouldn't comment on the source of funds for any of his properties before the election, but even after, he didn't. He also said he would make his financial statement public at the end of March 2016, but he didn't. Our initial checks in the 2 weeks before before the election, the house in Beverly Hills had an outstanding balance since 2013 on the tax administration's website. Amount about $174,000 or US $1,400 approximately. Property taxes on the Wycliffe Close land in Beverly Hills were listed as not having been paid since 2009, a total of about $175,000 or US around $1,400. And the Great House Boulevard home that he owned with his wife Juliette, that was listed as outstanding since 2014, owing Jamaicans $64,000 or about 526 US dollars. All in, Holness or his entities were listed at the time as owing almost 413,000 Jamaican dollars, around 3,400 US dollars. It wasn't clear if there were any amounts owing for the apartment at Arcadia Drive. Before the election, the tax administration's website reflected zero balances for the two Beverly Hills properties at Shenstone Drive and Wycliffe Close. However, taxes on the house he owns with his wife were still listed as owing as of our last check, March 18th, 2016, even as he became Prime Minister of Jamaica for a second time.
That I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica.
Where is the economy going? Have you done any analysis of your tax plan and what economic growth is going to look like in your first year?
I wouldn't want to give you a specific figure.
But your analysis must have produced something that is tangible for the people to understand.
Yeah, but I didn't say I would give you that figure.
But it has produced a figure.
Of course.
Okay.
Otherwise, why would we do that?
Give me a general sense of where we have on the low end and the top end.
I would say to you that if you're going to talk about economic growth, you should be above 3%.
Okay, that's a fair statement to make. Let's talk about some of the other taxes that you, tax incentives and lower rates, and
So
I think there was mention of some transfer taxes as well.
In general,
estate-
we want to, our tax plan is to reduce transaction taxes. A part of economic growth is to get the velocity of transactions increasing, and particularly in construction and real estate, because those are major employment areas. So we will bring to the levels to which we had them before our transfer taxes and estate taxes as well.
You seem to don't like taxes too much because
Absolutely. I'm a small government, free enterprise. I believe that markets work best and taxes are distortionary.
Okay. Is that why you didn't pay the property taxes on the home?
No, my property taxes are paid.
On the THS website, when we did the valuation numbers for your properties, the outstanding taxes are there.
No, my taxes are paid.
When we looked, there was your Great House Boulevard property. There was your property that's owned by Admant, which you say you're sole director of. And then there's another property that we actually found under Admant as well, up at Wycliffe Close. All three were outstanding. And then we saw that at Wycliffe Close, taxes seem to have been outstanding since 2009. What about the other property though?
Okay. All right. So people, all right. Let me take over from here. And I want to pick out something specifically of the item that we have just listened to. My Jamaican people, if you notice, Patrick Bailey, who is Andrew Holness' lawyer, cannot defend the source of money as it relates to all of Andrew Holness' assets. His lawyer cannot speak in a transparent way as it relates to how he come by those assets, right? He also claimed that some process through mortgages. Guess what? Investigation done at every entity, at every level, and there is no mortgage found. So then, people, the big question here for both locals and diaspora, how did Andrew Holness come by his assets? We are going to travel a journey, and I am going to take you into some areas as to how he became of those money. He has those positions, right? That obviously through illegal means. So then this is what I am going to do step by step. Now, one of the first things that I am going to do for you is to show you the double standard as it relates to the Prime Minister, right? Avoiding taxes. As it relates to the Prime Minister cannot give true reflection of how he come by his assets. So then, let me show you something, and we are all going to read it, as it relates to, at the time, Adli Shah was his finance minister. And let me tell you what Adli Shah is asking from us and not asking the politician to do. The double standard as it relates to the Jamaica Labour Party, right? Look straight in your face and tell you that lie. Now, we have another situation as it relates to where we're going to go through the journey to show people where a lot of that money come from. And in extension, where it is going to end up in some areas where SSL concerned, we are going to break it tonight. So when we have the current minister, Nigel Clark, coming out telling people that FBI is a part of the probe. Let me tell you something, Jamaican. All Jamaican. Whosoever want to believe that lie, that FBI is a part of the probe, mystic sensation, beg to differ. Because there's no FBI that involved in this. The Prime Minister has too much caught up into SSL that FBI just cannot involve in this. And this is the truth about the matter. Nigel Clark trying to build back consumers' confidence. We understand how that works, right? With his PR tactics. But we know that the operational person on the ground know very well that there's no FBI there. I don't want to stretch too much and lose, my point of reference here. So let me get back to show you the double standard as it relates to Andrew Holness avoiding tax and how Andrew Holness government want Jamaican people to pay tax and warning us that there will be serious penalty if we don't pay tax. Can you imagine, people? This is autocracy. So without any further ado, let me just prove that point of reference and send it home in evidence for you. Play that.
It's a document.
Okay, so people, share.
1 sec, let me share it.
So we want to share a document.
So welcome to all those who just joined us. In the interest of time, I'm just giving an umbrella welcome. I've been welcoming people in the chat. Really happy to have each and every one of you. Happy Friday again, and I hope the weekend will be restive for everyone. And I hope work will not be too hard for those who are going to have to work this weekend. I'm going to share the document here.
Okay. So
let me just bring it up.
All right.
So
here's a document where you can see where I'm getting the source of my information from, right? This is nothing that Mystic Sensation, right, is making up, right? I am giving you the source as well. What is the source? All right. So
The Jamaica Information
So,
Service.
From the Jamaica Information Service, this is the source that we are capturing this from. So go ahead, Oni, and read that document.
Okay, Minister of Finance and the Public Service, the Honorable Audley Shaw has warned Jamaicans deliberately avoiding tax obligation that more stringent measures are going to be taken to ensure highest level of compliance. Speaking at the official launch of the Tax Administration Customer Care Center at the Maypen Revenue Department, Clarendon, on Thursday, April 2nd, Mr. Shaw said a more equitable system of taxation would have to be developed, whereby more persons across the board will willingly pay their taxes. Quoting, he said, "We need a taxation system that is more equitable, where more people across the board feel obligated to pay. It is estimated that there are at least 200,000 Jamaicans who are not paying any income tax today. If those 200,000 were to start paying income tax, we could bring the income tax rate down from 25% to start by bringing it down to 20%. We could eventually bring it down to 15%, he stated. So a lot of reduction there in talk. Minister of Finance and the Public Service, Audley Shaw, I'm just looking on at, just skipping some of the, continuing, he said that not only would this serve to lessen the burden on the PAYE taxpayers, and that means pay as you earn, but there would be more money to spend on social services such as roads, water, and adequate school space. The minister also stated that it was imperative that every Jamaican learn to develop a healthy respect for paying their taxes. To help the process along, the government will prosecute workers within the Revenue Department and any other Jamaican found guilty of corruption or tax evasion. We are sending the signal of zero tolerance for corruption. We are not having it in our department. Therefore, more arrests are coming, and I will not rest until every one of my departments is squeaky clean. We are not going to tolerate corruption in the administration of taxation in this country, because when you rob the treasury, you are robbing the patrimony of the country and depriving the government of the ability to spend money on vitally needed areas of social and economic services, Mr. Shaw asserted.
All right. So, people, you have heard that from Audley Shaw as it relates to when you try to avoid in paying your tax, that you're robbing the country's revenues. So then let me ask, does the same goes for Prime Minister Andrew Holness? Because we have seen the evidence. And now we have seen the double standard where Audley Shaw, right, is asking us to ensure that we pay our tax. Let me ask the question. Is Audley Shaw is ensuring that all his well-learned friends in the parliament paying their tax? We have seen the breaking of laws, the breaching of the political process, right? And so then, what we are seeing here, that a prime minister who failed to pay his tax, right? His members of parliament are demanding that we are to pay our tax. Clear double standard. That's why I established the evidence. Now, since we have seen that the prime minister has some difficulty as it relates to how he sources his assets, right? That makes him, the last time I look at it, over $190 million in assets. And yet, there is no justification in terms of how he generates those assets. Without any further delay, let us show you some of the ways and means how the Jamaican Labour Party, right, is getting their money and getting their wealth. So let me show you, without any further delay, that what Greg Christie had done in terms of the Integrity Commission, right, investigating Andrew Holness, right, that is not the only task that Greg Christie is doing. It is not the only area of faults. I am also going to expose another area of faults, that when you have the Integrity Commission, right, and to show you the double standard, when Greg Christie was in charge of the OCG, the Office of the Contractor General, we saw the clip where, of course, he identified Azan as breaking the procurement rules. We saw that Andrew Holness, right, and Desmond McKenzie, Babsy Grange, right, demanded that Azan must go, and they are uncomfortable with Azan working in the parliament. They never stopped until Azan had to resign. Now, let me show you another dilemma. Please play the clip.
Okay, guys, just gonna share. Welcome to everyone who's just joining. Thank you so much for joining us. Let me just share the clip here.
All right.
Employee of the St. Anne Municipal Corporation is may be facing a raft of charges following a report from the Integrity Commission of alleged corruption and fraud that took place in the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. Jamaica Maitland has our story.
Former Deputy Chief Engineering Officer of the St. Anne Municipal Corporation, Xavier Monroe, could be facing multiple charges, including fraud, conspiracy to defraud, obtaining money by false pretense, perjury, and corruption. A report tabled in the Parliament by the Integrity Commission on Tuesday revealed that the St. Anne Municipal Corporation entered into a contract with Raheem Williams of Raheem's Cleaning and Trucking to sanitize and clean sections of Autocracy during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. But how the company was selected has been flagged by the Integrity Commission as being irregular. Let's rewind to March 2020, when the government began its COVID-19 public awareness campaign. Raheem's Cleaning and Trucking was awarded a contract valued at over $46 million a few months later. But according to the Integrity Commission, it was a single-source contract, which not only lacked transparency, but it was not approved by the corporation's CEO, Ravel Morris. The report indicates that Xavier Monroe created the estimate for the COVID-19 project. Witness statements also suggest that he called Raheem's Cleaning and Trucking to inform them that they've been selected. Mr. Monroe has denied the claim, adding that the company was randomly selected. At least two of the invoices submitted by Raheem's Cleaning and Trucking showed different dates with varying costs. Notably, one of them was described as being a replica of the estimate submitted by Mr. Monroe. The Commission also pointed out that there was no value for money, as the St. Anne Municipal Corporation could not measure if work was really done. The company was to provide sanitizers and COVID-19 brochures as part of the contract, but employees at the corporation said it never did. Both Mr. Monroe and Mr. Williams have denied this. Raheem's Cleaning and Trucking was paid $45,138,446. The issue has been referred to the Director of Corruption Prosecution to determine whether charges be laid on both men. Xavier Monroe is now at the Hanover Municipal Corporation, while a search for Raheem's Cleaning and Trucking at the company's office showed it was still a registered company. Jamaica Maitland, TVJ News.
So, my good brothers and sisters of Jamaica, beautiful Jamaica, land of wood and water that we truly love. We have seen a government that is acting against its people in every regard. the breaking of laws, breaching of political norms, and it goes on. Corruption after corruption. You see the reason why Andrew Holness cannot discipline any member of his team, because the head is dirty to the core. Now let me tell you, as it relates to how we are feeling it, and inflation is growing upon us because of these criminals who, of course, we voted for to represent us, and they are plundering us every single day from out of the taxpayers' coffers. Another $46 million just ripped away. And who you think will have to pay it back? The question I ask, it will be us who have to pay it back. Corruption after corruption. Now we have seen that Andrew Holness, who claimed that he's a man of integrity and he will not able to work with Azan because Azan broke the procurement rules. And in the same breath, when he was accusing Azan, imagine people, Andrew Holness was doing worse. People, can you believe it? That in the same breath, the man was accusing Azan. Andrew Holness was doing worse than Azan. And people remember what Azan did. Azan, in his own constituency, take some money and build some shed and give it to poor people to shelter from the rain so that they can sell. And they leak out. The Jamaica Labour Party strongly oppose it. Because guess what? Poor people must not get a break. Poor people must not get a break. We have seen where Andrew Holness take tractor and bulldoze, hit down a young lady house, hit it down. And yet, he said that his government is going to ensure that every Jamaican own a house. And Andrew Holness is making sure that he dip in the coffers, right? Has his two young boys, you understand, be president of companies, you understand, building, set up all sort of companies to solicit taxpayers' monies, you understand, and robbing taxpayers. Now, let me speak in clarity here that the recent case against Andrew Holness, right, was found on merit grounds. That everything that Christie had found on merit grounds, well grounded, right? And found, of course, the Prime Minister guilty of breaching the procurement rules. Now, people, you know what I'm going to do for you and do for all of us? I am going to take you and show you how serious and how clear it was for the Integrity Commission to find Andrew Holness corrupt. So the first and foremost, what I'm going to take you through is to understand the procurement policy. So, honey, put that up for me. And so we are all going to read the procurement policy and show the world where Get Christie is more than correct. So let me read it and let people know. it is important to emphasize that the government of Jamaica procurement procedures are determined and promulgated by the cabinet of the government of Jamaica. They are neither determined, prescribed, nor imposed by the Integrity Commission. So it is not the Integrity Commission that install these policies by itself. It is the cabinet. It is the cabinet. People listen. The role of the Integrity Commission, insofar as the government of Jamaica procurement procedures are concerned, is to, one, monitor and to investigate the award and termination of government contracts, licenses and permits to ensure that same have been carried out inter alia or in accordance, in compliance with the relevant relating to the procurement procedures. So I put that up there for people to see, right, that Dead Christie has the right by law tabled by the cabinet, right? So now let us move as it relates to what Andrew Holness did. So we are going to put up the next document to show how contracts must be awarded. So step by step, I am taking it to you people for you to understand and realize and show Jamaica that Andrew Holness, right, is guilty as sin. Now let us put up the other document. Now expand that. Okay, so in the other document, we talk about the Fair Competition Act, in bracket FCA, was established in 1993. The objectives of the act are to, one, encourage competition in the conduct of trade and business in Jamaica. Two, ensure that all legitimate business enterprise have an equal opportunity to participate in the Jamaican economy. Three, provide consumers with better products and services and wide range of choices at the best possible prices. So, my people, let us talk. Let us reason now. We know that the SDA is the medium where the contract's being awarded through. And we know that before a contract, right, is to be awarded, it has to utilize fair competition. So let me just tell the people of the breakdown. Fair competition simply means that the contract must be publicly listed so that other contractors can bid. The government who is dealing with the process, the SDA, is going to look out for the betterment for the taxpayers' money. So in that process, what the government wants to do is to making sure that we get the right people for the right price. Listen, people, good government, good governance, a government with integrity is going to ensure that our tax dollars spend meaningfully and not to cause, right, any further gap in the budget that it rings on inflation and where taxpayers want to have to pay back that. So we're talking about service for money. Now, people, what Andrew Holness done, the company that Andrew Holness and Gavin, they did not go through the fair competition.
Chop the line.
The millions of dollars that awarded to Westcon Construction, that the Prime Minister was once the director and just managed by Gavin, he influenced those contracts to go to him to avoid the appropriate processes. You know what can happen in terms of that? So when the Prime Minister influenced that, what Gavin normally does is to overcharge. Overcharge. So if the thing take $1 million, of course, the company belongs to him and the Prime Minister, and in some instances, the Prime Minister's wife. A $2 million the cost come, but yeah, right up $6 million. You understand? We want $4 for yourself. Political kickbacks. Political kickbacks. And so then, what the Prime Minister had done, to the fact that he knew very well that prior to him becomes a Prime Minister, he was guilty of these things when he was in the Ministry of Education. So his aim and objective from day one, that when now he became the Prime Minister, the opportunity now given to him, Jamaica, that guess what he did? He aimed to silence the Integrity Commission by passing the Muzzle Laws, Section 53, subsection 3. People, I am opening up your brain for you to understand the atrocities this government is causing us, muzzling the Integrity Commission. They are not to speak. They are not to speak. Right? So then they can take the contracts for themselves, overcharge. And so then their criminality is one of the reasons why we are facing such inflation upon top of the money that we owe to China, we owe to America,
IMF.
we owe to IMF. What sympathy the Jamaica Labour Party has for its people? When they plundered us, and in time of the Autocracy, they will leave the island and rest for life in some other Caribbean island, relaxing on our taxpayers' money. Leave us in debt, right? And leave us exposed that other outside entity like China can own us and handle us. This is slavery. We are looking straight into slavery. So people who want to be partisan, people who don't want to identify the wrong, the fundamental wrong, then guess what? It is you who booking another ticket on Titanic. I will tell you that. So then, let us show you, as it relates to me, making you understand the procedures, as it relates to the fair competition. My wife is going to read out the saga with Andrew Holness and his criminal behavior. And my people, after my wife finish read, tell me how you find the Prime Minister. So before I even pronounce him, people, I will allow my wife to read. So Mystic, want him tell on himself, no, him not do it. What I want him to do? Leave taxpayers' money alone, Tara. Right? Because we see where he cannot justify his asset. His lawyer, Patrick Bailey, you understand, cannot justify how he come by his asset. Cannot justify how he come by his asset. You understand? So then, I mean, he has the opportunity as it relates to these contracts that, of course, can be overcharged and all of that, right? We wonder, how did he becomes over 190 million in assets, right? Prior to him getting in power, right? Prior to him getting in power. So let's look at that. Think about that. All right. So, wifey,
okay,
we are going to read the case as it relates to, because, and one of the reasons why I am reading out this case, because right now they are planning to attack Guy Christie. And I want Jamaica
for doing his job.
For doing his job. And I want Jamaica to defend Greg Christie, because Greg Christie is really a honorable person.
For the Jamaican people right now.
From Greg Christie entered the OCG, People's National Party has a problem with him. Jamaica Labour Party has a problem with him. And you know why? Both parties have a problem with him. Because the man is simple, straightforward, and honest. He will charge the PNP if the PNP needs to be charged. We are the breaking down as it relates to the procurement rules in terms of giving out contract. He will also charge the Jamaica Labour Party as he charged Azan and let the whole world see it, where Azan was a part of the PNP. And now he's charging Andrew Holness. Andrew Holness is a part of the Jamaica Labour Party.
So it's non-partisan.
So then don't listen to the Jamaica Labour Party based gossip that is out to get Andrew. And it's some malice aforethought. It is the utter lie that they used to, the deceitfulness, the conceitfulness. They are liars, they are vampires. And so then we see that they are now attacking Greg Christie, the Integrity Commission, but Jamaica, we are not to stand by and let this happen. All Jamaicans need to push back so that the government can amend the muzzle clause. The fundamental reason for them to do the muzzle clause is to simply thief taxpayers' money, and the Integrity Commission must be silent. We are not going to be silent. So without any further ado, my wife and I, we are going to build the case for the people and let the people understand clearly what happened. Even the SDC backed out of it and said, don't put the SDC in it. Ask the Prime Minister. It is the Prime Minister who works. People, listen now to the case.
Okay, so it's from the Jamaica Gleaner, and it broke down step by step. It said the Social Development Commission Executive Director, Dr. Dwayne Vernon, has sought to distance his organization from involvement in the procurement of the services of Westcon Construction Limited to carry out works in Prime Minister Andrew Holness's St. Andrew West Central constituency. Westcon Construction Limited, a company that the Integrity Commission said is managed by Robert Garvin, a business associate of the Prime Minister, is at the center of alleged conflict of interest, shrouding Holness in the wake of a damning report from the country's chief anti-corruption body.
Okay, so hold on. So basically, as you hear it, the SDC is separating themselves from it, totally separating themselves, and said, okay, those contracts did not go through the SDC as they're supposed to. Ask Andrew Holness about them. So let me just clarify what she has been read. Go on, honey.
Okay. Holness told the Integrity Commission that he had known Garvin for more than 20 years. The Integrity Commission has referred a report implicating Holness to the Integrity Commission's Director of Corruption Prosecution after the oversight body concluded that the Prime Minister may have influenced the awarding of millions of dollars in government contracts to Westcon Construction between 2006 and 2009. When Kevin Stevenson, the Director of Investigations at the Integrity Commission, interviewed Vernon as part of his probe, the SDC boss said there is no evidence available to the SDC detailing how Westcon Construction was selected to provide services, as the SDC did not procure such services.
Stop there.
This was done at the level of the constituency.
So there you go, in clear statement from the SDC that they have no evidence that the SDC deal with that procurement as it relates to those contracts, right? So guess what? You have to check Andrew Holness for that. Okay, go on.
The SDC executive director told Stevenson that, and I quote, "The evidence shows that Westcon Construction was introduced to the SDC by way of a letter from the MP of St. Andrew West Central."
Okay, they were introduced by a way of what? A letter. Introduced by a way of a letter.
From the MP.
From the MP.
Of St. Andrew West Central.
Breaking the rules of the procurement rules. These contracts. So let us not talk even about the contracts in his constituency. Right? So I could give him a break on that. We know that Westcon Construction Limited had done work out of the constituency, even in St. James.
Yes, where the gully keep flooding after they were supposed to clean them.
They carried out work in the St. James area that did not go through the SDC. So this is where it is clear of Andrew Holness' crime. Were these contracts out there in the public for other contracts for other contractors to bid on them? No. All those contracts awarded to Gavin, who mixed up with the Prime Minister. You understand? Who is a director in the company. Political kickbacks and breaking of the procurement rules as clear as day. Go on, read on it.
Okay. He stressed that there was no evidence of the commission utilizing formal tender procedures for the procurement of works and services carried out by Westcon Construction Limited. In addition, the Office of the Contractor General, which is now subsumed into the Integrity Commission, was advised that there was no evidence to indicate that any SDC SDC official, officer, employee, or anyone acting on its behalf influenced the award of contracts to Westcon Construction. In its report, which was tabled in Parliament on Tuesday, the Integrity Commission stated that 2 contracts were awarded by the SDC to Westcon Construction Limited between December 20th, 2007 and September 10th, 2009. Both contracts were reported to the OG by way of the SDC Quarterly Contract Award, where it was indicated that the limited tender procurement methodology was utilized for the amount of $375,000 and the sole source procurement methodology of $1.45 million. Stevenson said that it was intrusive to note that Holness advised him that the extent of the Westcon Construction involvement in the St. Andrew West Central Christmas Work Program in December 2006 was that, and a quote, Westcon received the payments, then would have subsequently paid the supervisors. Westcon was just a medium.
Okay, so stop there, Ronnie. Thank you for that. Let me speak here and give you some of Andrew Holness' doings. So when the Integrity Commission investigated this and found the breaches, the Integrity Commission did the right thing, right? Investigate accordingly, completed the report, and sent it on to the prosecution, the corruption prosecutor. And she ruled on it, right? Not to say that he's exonerating the prime minister, but to speak of time overdue and so forth, which to me is utter foolishness. But to show you the callous behavior of the prime minister, we have seen the prime minister came and respond to it. When he went to his base and singing song, "Don't Fool Around Zion," is to show you that he's unapologetic. That to me is what I call Trumpism in Jamaica.
He's using the playbook.
Using the playbook. This is Trumpism, as plain as simple. That he can do anything and get away with it. Now let me show you something about this. So let us talk about the corruption prosecutor. Even if the corruption prosecutor did charge Andrew Holness and say, okay, there's a charge for him to answer, do you believe that the DPP would prosecute him? No. The answer is no. The DPP has been installed there by Andrew Holness. So this is a different conversation that we want to go into.
Like an antique furniture can't move.
And the reason why she was installed there, giving even illegal extensions to cover up the sins of the glory man. We have seen for sure, one thing for sure that we learned of, that Andrew Holness has no discipline for any member of parliament because of the perfect example of a pilferings and pilferings that he has done. And so then he will not discipline anyone. When Andrew Holness spoke that every poor man must have a big house, what Andrew Holness really meant was that every politician must have a big house and rich, and he is following that textbook. Andrew Holness is making sure that all of the Jamaican Labour Party members of parliament has a legacy of wealth. How do I know that? Of course, what you have seen as it relates to his entire cabinet going against the Integrity Commission, even when they know blatantly that Andrew Holness was wrong.
And guilty as sin.
Guilty as sin, because none of those contracts go through the public sphere. None of them. The Fair Trade Commission was breached. And so then when I see other main news media going around and speaking as if the Integrity Commission breached, and they are not speaking on the segment of the Fair Trade Commission that the Prime Minister denied other contractors the opportunity to get bid on those on those contracts. Those news medias that have been controlled are not speaking on this issue. And that's why we are leading the mandate here in social media. We have voices like an Andre Stevens, who will speak in volume. We have voice, of course, like Reggae Dub Scene will speak in volume. We have voices like Jamaican Buzz will speak in volume. Mystic Sensation will speak in volume. Other channel will speak in volume of the wrongdoing that we have seen, the lack of governance, the lack of leadership. We have seen crime has hit 1,400 and high 90s. And the previous year, 1,400. And when you use a bar graph, right, to analyze Orestron performance, Orestron is a callous failure. But can Andrew Holness discipline him? No. Because Andrew Holness himself needs discipline. And that's the truth of the matter. Now, since we have seen that the cabinet centers around him and defend him, Jamaica, it's time now. I'm going to say this, and I want you to listen to what I'm saying. A third party in Jamaica is so necessary. And I'm going to break down some things for you. We had voted for the Jamaica Labour Party and give them an overwhelming majority. You know what that means, people? If you give the JLP that overwhelming majority, or the PNP, simply means that the PNP cannot oppose them. And if it was the PNP in power and you give PNP the overwhelming majority, I'm going to teach people as it relates to the political process. And the reason, the prudency in terms of not giving a party an overwhelming majority. That means any laws that they want to pass, including muzzling the Integrity Commission, they can pass it because there is no opposition to oppose them. If it takes 32 or whatever number to pass that bill, they have the numbers to pass it.
Whether it's good or bad.
Whether it is good or bad. So it's always a bad thing to give a party an overwhelming majority. Simple means that the people are not going to be represented in full. But if the Jamaica Labour Party did have a slim margin of lead, the Integrity Commission wouldn't be muzzled because the People's National Party would oppose them. And I find it somewhat ironic for people to stand by and asking the People's National Party, why are you not opposing? People's National Party are not opposing and cannot opposing because of your own doing. You voted JLP, majority in power. So then when the Prime Minister messed up like this, clear political kickbacks, can dip into taxpayers' money, can do everything, and the cabinet behind him, how is the Prime Minister is going to be disciplined? Tell the people.
So you're saying that the third party should at least get some seats
Right.
to sort of balance
Exactly.
off,
So
that
what?
neither JLP or PNP have the ultimate power.
Exactly.
They have balance in between.
Balance.
So they can the third party can make the deciding vote then.
Exactly. So then, and this is the situation, right? And so then, if you notice the United States of America, right? They have that situation where you don't give one that sort of majority lead that they can pass anything that they want to pass. But policies must be debated on for the betterment of the people. And so then when you have a government that portfolios are shared as it relates to different political parties representing us, we will be represented better. So now people are worrying, when are we going to have parish council election? It's you who do it. Where the prime minister can push it back because he has the majority. Where he can dictate. It is the Jamaican people who slew themselves in terms of lack of representation because of ignorance of the political process. And so then when we understand, right, as it relates to how laws are legislated, understand our political process, how it works. And that's why politics is important on every single person in Jamaica should be politically aware. Whether you like it or not, you are going to be represented by the political process. And so then by so saying, then stand up for the right representation that you deserve. So this, what we are seeing here, should teach us a lesson. And don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. As my wife said last week, don't be surprised if you see a January 16 execute in Jamaica. We have seen the Prime Minister making movements in terms of taking military personnel, putting in respective place, and people overlook that. It is not the political norm. We have seen the Prime Minister, right, involved in such a way, both criminal and ethical. It is just not the norm of the consistency and the blatancy. And then telling us if we fool around Zion, we have to pay for that if we fool around Zion.
Bareface.
The bareface messaging that we are getting. And people, you're not taking the notes.
I don't know when they're going to wake up.
You're not taking the notes. Right? People, please, I'm asking you and begging you.
Up.
Give a third party at least a chance. We can't have the mindset to say that, okay, a third party will come and do the same thing what they have done.
You haven't given them a chance.
You haven't given them a chance to breathe. Take your knees out of their necks and give them a chance to breathe. We know for sure that the experience that we have in the PNP, in the GLP, we are not represented in full. So my Jamaican people, I love Jamaica. I love Jamaican people. I am a Jamaican. And I deserve the right to be happy. I deserve the right that when I come back at home, I live in peace.
Have security.
Right? Peace and tranquility. But Jamaican people, wake up. Because if we don't wake up, we are going to lose sweet, sweet, sweet Jamaica. I am begging you. Even if you don't put that third party in power,
Give them
share
some
the portfolios with the third party.
Give them some
People
seat, balance
have
the
an
power.
understanding for this, for God's sake. Think of what I am saying, people. Think of what I am saying. And I'm here tonight giving thanks to social media to give us this platform to speak out. Because if it wasn't this platform, mainstream media wouldn't be carrying some of what we are carrying. Once again, I will repeat before I hand over to my wife. We thank God for likes like Andre Stevens. We thank God for likes like Wayne Lonesome. We thank God for likes like myself, Jamaica Buzz, Politics Watch. We have a journey in social media, moving beyond the horizon. And guess what? If we push the mandate of checks, balance, and transparency, we will shine that beacon of light on the government. If mainstream media fail to be checks and balance, then social media is carrying that mandate. Once again, my people, I'm really thankful for you to spend your time listening to Mystic Sensation, passing through on a Friday, right? Once again, I am so thankful and so grateful for the listenership. Honey, your choice.
Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome to everyone who recently joined. Thank you so much for joining in. And I see everybody is well heated with this topic tonight, and rightfully so.
Okay.
Because we need to have good governance. We need to have forward movement for Jamaica, because we have to think about our children and our children's future. And I keep saying that.
Exactly.
Right? And as Jamaicans, we keep selling our votes for political spoils.
Yes,
right? And we don't, our
up.
votes should be priceless. There should be no price on it, because that vote is very powerful. Right? It what put them in power, and it is what can take them out. And we're not to take it lightly and let them come and give us a bag of food or whatever. In no time you eat it, you go to a bathroom, that gone. Then give you some beer or whatever, you piss it out, rank up the street corner, right? And then if you want $5,000 or whatever they're giving, we can't do nothing. And the thing about it is your tax dollars they're giving you back. It's your tax dollar they're taking and doing all these things. You know, and as Jamaicans, we need to wake up, we need to wise up, right? And as Baron said, give the third party some seat, balance the power. Stop letting these two, what you call, political mayhems wreck the country, because that's what they are. None of them really mean the country any good. It's sad to say, but both of them come and cause us a lot of problems. And it's time we wake up. We need to wake up and stop being partisan and start putting Jamaica first. Think about our children's future. We have to preserve that for Jamaica. We have to preserve Jamaica for our children. Okay. All right. So again, thank you so much, guys, for joining, and thank you for listening to us. Welcome, Nova. Happy Friday to you. Thank you so much for joining in. I just saw her pop up there. Welcome, Wayne. Thank you so much. Everyone in the chat, welcome.
Bless yourself, Wayne.
Happy Friday to you. Grace is saying, but the Prime Minister is working for the people. They're the one who put him there. Hold on. But the PM is working for the people. They're the one who put him here. Yes, he's supposed to be working for the people, but obviously that's not his primary objective right now.
So, Grace, let me answer that.
No, I understand what she's saying. That we put him there supposed to be working for us, but that's not what he's doing.
And he's not doing that. We expect that, okay, of course. He should be working for us, but obviously, no, he's working for himself. And of course, building his legacy of wealth, you understand, on our backs, right? By taking our money to do that, right? His lawyer cannot justify his source in terms of his assets. Unbelievable. That is unbelievable.
When so the government is into ribbon cutting, that's all him do. Spend taxpayer money and then cut ribbon.
Okay.
Okay, let me see. There are other persons who commented. Guys, just trying to highlight some of the comments.
Okay.
First one I wanted to. Hold on one sec, guys. Just give me a chance here.
So wifey's just checking the chat to see if he can respond.
How can he take away the people them constitutional rights? 2 times now he has postponed local government elections.
Well, goes to what I'm saying. That when a party has the majority, right, they can do anything because there's no one to oppose them, constitutionally speaking. And that's why we are not to make that mistake. You know, I mean, we learn from this, right? And going forward, we are going to get wiser, right? And as I said, at least give a third party some seats, right? So then the incumbent government is not that powerful, and that laws should be debated, critical thinking should be utilized, and nation building should be in every single decision. And so then when you have, right, a 3-sector representing us on that regard, the UIC, the People's National Party, the Jamaican Labour Party, right, looking over the affairs, then we will be represented, you understand, better going forward. And we are to have that, right? Honestly, I mean, we think that it is time now for a third party to take the lead. And so then, of course, that third party can understand the people's mandate to correct the so many wrong, right? To focus on agriculture, right? For agriculture to be our main #1, right? Foreign earner and not tourism. Because what if tourism shut down tomorrow? What do people do? Suffer? Lack and suffer? Because there is no other, sources, you understand, to generate from. We need to think. We need to think. We need to be prudent in our thoughts, right? So then, when we have that third party, right? That third party should carry our mandate and checks and balance, right? But I tell you something, we have social media that is going to hold them accountable.
Okay, good night, Miss Monica. Rest well. And she's saying that he's lying, saying that there's no money. This is not safe at all.
Not safe, Miss Monica.
It's not a matter of money. It's a matter of him knowing that we are the public has lost confidence in him, and he might not win the next election. And that's why it's delaying, because everybody who is there have overdone their time.
Yes.
They should be out. Right. They are only supposed to be there for a particular period of time. So they're occupying seats that they should not be in, because the people only put them there for a period of time. And now they're squatters in those positions, basically. They're squatting. So local government election need to be called so the people's voices can be heard.
As simple as that.
Okay, let me see. That is saying that the Governor General is not doing nothing, only giving out awards. Grace is saying the man is just wicked.
Extremely.
Okay, guys, the phone line's open. If anybody wants to call in, the phone number is streaming across the screen, and it's a WhatsApp phone number. So if anybody wants to call in, feel free to do so. And King Lion is saying, Sir B, do you think a third party would make sense?
Yes, King Lion, a third party will make a lot of sense, right? Because where you have a third party, right, then it is not, you don't have the incumbent government then, depending on which angle you are stating from. Are you saying that a third party should be in power, or you are saying that a third party getting some seats? So let me just answer both of them. If a third party gets some seats, then of course decision making would be more grounded, more critical thinking in terms of that, in terms of winning the consensus, right, across the three entities in terms of formulating that decision, right? Now, if you're speaking in terms of a third party, right, that would be the government, right, if that would better, I think, look, we have nothing to lose, right? But we have never ever tried a third party, and we need, right, at least, you know, a change in terms of that regards, right? Put a third party there to see what will happen. That's all I'm saying. But why continue with the Jamaica Labour Party, you understand, knowing the mayhem and the devastating destruction that they are causing? Why continue with the JLP? And the truth be told, even if the PNP go back there and decided to, okay, all right, carries the people mandate, I wouldn't mind. But believe you me, we just need to see the back of this government.
Okay. And King Lion is saying they need to sit and talk what is best for the country because Jamaica is going to the dogs. Yes, and I said that last week, both parties need to sit down and try and figure out the best solution for our problems, because it doesn't make any sense PNP sit aside and wait until their turn come if they have an idea and then take the glory. It's not about glorification, it's about the betterment of Jamaica. So they need to sit down, share ideas, and try to figure out how to fix the problem.
So these are some of the things that people can look into. Which other prime minister apart from Andrew, right, that has not declared their statutory declaration?
Not declare their assets or anything.
Right?
Okay.
Right? Bless up, King Lion.
Sorry.
So
blessing, may I go? I mean, I want to go toe-to-toe with this right now. I may have after a conversation with this, but so far I can say the third party is still not gonna make no sense. First, it's still the said corrupt politician that got left from them original party and coming at a third party and start it. And when them say now go and go, them now get what they want, them now go back. I understand what I try to say, but if a third party come, them build up themselves, strive and not have nothing to do with JLP people. Them have build up themselves from up. Remember, NDM come, a Bruce School was the head, boom, it crash and burn. You know, you're not about NDM not no more. So, I'm not FIFA say
NDM wasn't well on the King Lion, because NDM was not placed in the government. It is Bruce Golding who departed the NDM, you understand, and go back to the Jamaica Labour Party. So NDM did not get the chance to be the government. So let me just correct you on that.
But still, is a man who breach from one party for come over for another party. We want somebody where know the history of both party and start in a third party, not a person who come from the said party and start it not make no sense, because guess what? When them start it now go work, them still go right there. So Jamaica's a small country, very, very small country. So everything just bungle with under two government. It don't make no sense. Yeah, we do need a third party, but we need a third isolated third party. I understand what I said, but it not gonna make no sense if you know say the said person I'm gonna run the third party.
Okay, King Lion, we're going to give you homework to do. Go and research the UIC.
Okay.
Go and research them, because their members are independent of both
parties.
So
that's the first thing.
And do your homework on that one.
All right. So,
No,
King Lion, let me say this to you. It is not fair in terms of, all right, if you go to apply for a job, right? And someone just look at you and said to you that, you know, I am not going to employ you because I don't believe that you're cut out for the job. Would you believe that? Would you feel that fair?
No, that's not fair.
Well, this is the same thing that you're doing with the UIC, right? Without giving them a chance,
looking at their portfolio,
right? Looking at their portfolio, looking at their mandate, you are saying that, okay, all right, a third party is not going to make any sense. And just likewise, that if you are going to seek an employment and the employer just look at you and said, you know, I don't think, you know, you're cut out for here without even giving you an interview, that wouldn't be fair to you. So go ahead.
May I try wrap my head around, understand in which I'm gonna do the homework, I need the information, I'm gonna do all that. In which I swear I try to say, but first if UIC is what we Jamaican people think it's best, but I say yeah, it's a go for it. But if me technically me read a point and say boy, it weak, you know, say I tell a point blank, then weak.
But the other people have to go behind them to strengthen them.
Yes, all right, let me say this to you as it relates to. Let me say this to you.
Before you rally behind JLP and PNP, they need you to rally behind them to strengthen them.
Yeah, but
we are not partisan, but we want what's best for the country. And it's even if it's even to give them some seat to level the playing field.
All right. First and foremost, let us acknowledge Tara being here. Welcome to the panel, Tara.
That is the thing, you know. We want back. We want to come back about the. I'm not telling everybody, you know.
This is a little what I know, King Lion. Sorry to
go ahead.
Were you saying something? Let me allow you to finish. No. Were you saying something?
The thing, the said you are talking about. My girl, Miss B, you know, we need the people to go back, but you have some people now. Them. We can't find. I don't want to see illiterate. We can't see dons because that's.
Welcome, John Fett. Hold on, the King Lion. Bless up, John Fett. Welcome aboard.
Greetings.
All right, go ahead. King Lion.
Yeah, that's a bit disrespect to my culture. But you have some people, them not think, them just behind this. Everyone want them to think of the resolution to upgrade them. I think about the one little JLP party when the partner gonna start cost the party. Yeah, we just need people to go back a new party. Some people moving now about that my die out the labor by that the paper, but they are not doing nothing. So if a third party come out and show them color, say they're willing to take Jamaica to the next step to where it is, me take that step there, me leave from JLP and go.
All right, let me say something to you, King Lion. One of the reasons why I speak as it relates to UIC and as it relates to Mr. Patterson, right? I had done some research on him, and he's someone who is quite successful in a first world country. And so then if a first world country trusted him as it relates to Canada, right, where he has been successful, right, in his own business and all of that, we're talking about success. He has been successful. Why we don't allow him that chance to utilize, right, some of those skills and talent into a third world region? He had done it into a first world country. So it's for us now, right? And guess what? We cannot sit down, you understand, in the years of technology, right? And we don't research, do the necessary research. Okay, you want to know about UIC, you want to know about Mr. Patterson. You understand? Go on the internet, research it. And you see that this gentleman was a successful person. So based on that, he has a background. If many persons did research SSL, they would have found out that they are not to go into SSL. They shouldn't put their money into SSL. And that's the point I'm making.
True word.
Point I'm making, if many of those persons who have lost their money research SSL, they wouldn't in this predicament. I am saying now, here we have Mr. Patterson, you understand? His entire CV is on the internet, right? And his entire growth, right, is on the internet. Research it. And that is what we are saying, that if he, right, gains success in a first world country, he can do it into a third world country. You get my point?
Yeah,
So that is my premise. That is my premise. Yes, Sister Tara, because Jamfet, all about because Tara was before. Sister Tara, do you have anything to say, madam?
Good night, everyone.
Thank you, Tara.
Yes. You know, I kind of understand where King Lion is coming from. Him not have no trust in the people. You understand me? And him not have no trust in those who we see are leading. But if the right person come, a third party can work. If the right person come with the right mandate, and if him come and he won't be bitten by the bug, it can work.
Exactly.
It can work. Yes. But as Anne said, we then need the power of the people behind it. They can't do it alone, because whoever go up there and want to run for office, him by himself or she by herself cannot work at the people that is going to put you in. Yes. So if you don't have the support, it's not going to go anywhere. Many people go off of parties and politics. You understand me? And as I said several times before, we are not a fickle set of people. So the change, we don't like changes. And it's not only with politics. If you check most people, if I in their intimate life, them spiritual life, we don't like changes. Many people don't. You hear people say more often, let me stick to the evil when we know, and that is a part of what is causing the problem.
Exactly.
You understand me? And as Byron said too, the research. So we know that knowledge is power. Exactly. Ignorance play a part in why many of them have that kind of mentality, because they don't research, they don't know, then just sit down and whatever these two parties feed them, that's what they swallow.
And there you go.
So there lies the problem.
Point well taken. All right, there you hear from Tara. Jamfet, welcome to the panel. What say you, sir?
Greetings. Tara, King Lion, mistake sensation.
Thank you.
It's late in France.
I'm going to swim against the waves tonight. I'm going to swim against the wave. To a certain extent, I'm going to agree with what King Lion was saying. And I'm going to take it from a French perspective tonight. You can't put new wine in a, how do I say?
Dirty bottle. New wine in dirty bottle.
You cannot put new wine or new oil in dirty bottles. And the political system in Jamaica does not lend for a third party. Until you have a new political system, it's not going to work. Why? Because Jamaicans treat politics like sports day. You either cheer for your house, in which case is Labour or Socialists, and at the end of the day, you move on. We don't consider issues. And the way the system is set up, we're never going to consider issues because, one, when you vote, the question is, who are you voting for? Are you voting for your member of parliament? Are you voting for the party leader? Or are you voting for the party? So you have three different entities there.
And fourth, hold on. At a fourth, are you voting for the interests of Jamaica moving forward?
Well, we could put the fourth, but I put it to you that most people, when they go to vote, they're voting, and which one has the bigger pull? Am I voting for Portia or Andrew? Am I voting for JLP or PMP? Some people, if you put a hummingbird or a drunk crow as the party leader, it don't change nothing. They're still going to vote for that party.
Thank you
Yeah,
very
it
much.
is.
It's
That's
not
true.
change.
True.
They're not going
Quite
to
so.
consider any issue. I mean, many of us will probably grow up. We could say, all right, me come from a labor right party then, a labor right family then. I look at the Labour Party today. Mr. Babsy Grange, who is probably going to 80. Mike Henry, who is going to 90. Audley Shaw, who can barely talk. Horace Chang, who, like any normal, well-thinking citizen, should be able to look on and say something wrong. These people were there from the 1970s, 1980s, and the majority are still in the cabinet today. So people not going to vote for issues. People are going to vote for say, okay, them the on my side. Whether they're, I mean, come on. In terms of national security, I'm not saying it's an easy job. I'm not saying that nobody has ever succeeded at the post. But let's be honest, Horace Chang is a complete failure.
Exactly.
Horace Chang is a complete failure at that position. Why has he not been removed and put somebody younger with fresher ideas, or, you know? Because we don't do it like that. We don't think about issues. We think about politics as a sports day, conferences, who can pull the biggest crowd, calling the election date is which the most vibes, and the prime minister get up and ring the bell. Yes, am I calling it tonight? No, I'm not calling it tonight. See you on next week Sunday. It's a whole lot of foolishness.
But let me say this, Jamfet, because I think when we look on you know, how the populace vote, and of course you're right in terms of certain things that you mentioned, right? And it is going to be difficult, let me say, as it relates to a paradigm shift for some of these persons. But you know what? I think that if, you know, social media, right, consistently, you know, hitting on the point and disseminating the information, I think at the end of the day, right, people can really look on their circumstances. You understand? They are feeling the pressure. They are definitely feeling the pressure. So where it goes from there as it relates to them feeling the pressure, and where it is quite evident that this government care less for them.
I remember when I was on campus at UWI, and you would have thought that the university people would be thinking about issues and them stuff. The biggest tribalists were on campus. People used to be debating for hours on end why PNP corrupt or why JP corrupt, and them not budging. And you're thinking these are the people who are supposed to be the learned set of people who are, and many of them now I see in politics on either side, who I used to go, who were on campus with me at the time. But they're not bringing anything new. It's the same political tribalism as Mr. Perkins used to say, the fight for scarce benefits and spoils by hostile tribes. And it has not changed. It has not moved on. And I understand what you're saying, that social media, the good thing about social media is that it gives a lot of us a voice. But at the same time, if somebody come out and criticize the prime minister, say, okay, this integrity commission or even the postponement of this local government election is not, you know, walk so straight, you see the vitriol that other people are spit out, and so the left the man and the bad man, who don't go sit down. I mean, the same social media can be very negative and deadly as well.
But Jamfet, if I may say something, and I agree with the points that you have made.
Yes.
But there is an underlying reason. Even those people that you see at UWI, because for the people, and this was when I was in Kingston too, many evenings when I had to be over the UWI campus and all of that. Majority of these people are from the urban area. And that was when I learned that many of those people, they got funding for university. So them not going anywhere, them not letting go. I know of people where literally even the food that they eat, and the MP would call and
Yes.
say, from the last time we purchased, we know that you must be low. Now it's time for you to get more. You expect those people to say anything different?
But to be honest,
Many of those people in Kingston, they benefit from those people. That's why you see them come. Those UA people, nobody benefit more.
All
and
right.
not just Kingston, because I was in
No, I
that.
said most of them. I didn't say
No, I
or
know,
just
but I'm
them.
just gonna give you an anecdote. When I was on campus, I'm a poor country boy, and I remember one year, I think it was my second year, I applied for student loan, and student loan declined, refused me. Now my mother washed people dirty clothes, and my father did redundant. So clearly there's no way I could have paid for my school fee if me never get the student loan. And I didn't have a choice. My father, at the time, my father used to drive for, like a mix up Mr. Channel tonight. My father used to drive for Lisa Hannah's husband at the time, but David Panton, he was called. And at the time, they were actually in the Labour Party. So my father used to drive him all up and down. And my father eventually must have called him. I don't know what the story was, but my father send me number and say, call. Me call him. He said, oh, you need to go down to the student loan bureau right away. Because when we reached on a student loan, me get a kingly welcome. Oh, you mean David Panton, the husband of Miss World, Lisa Hannah? And I'm like, yeah, he told me to, oh, come in. At the end of the day, not only did I get the loan, we get an extra $30,000 grant, and I'll get taxi fare for go back to university with spending money.
Yeah, but that's still from certain area the connection come from.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It shouldn't have taken me going through politicians. Forget that. If they had analyzed the system and said based on my needs,
I agree with that.
But the whole system, everything is so gripped into these politicians' hands that you have to eat out of them hands, even when you get to that level.
Yes.
So I agree with what you're saying.
So obviously, Jamfed, there are clear sign of marginalization. We understand that. But guess what, Jamfed? And I heard what you said. I heard what Lion said, and I heard what Tara said. Respect all opinion. But guess what? I just cannot be of the mindset or the opinion that
pessimistic.
Okay, we will never have a third party. And the reason for that, for me, who is hoping, right, to see a better Jamaica, right, knowing very well that I will not get this better Jamaica, you understand, via any of the two parties, you understand?
Right now.
Amen.
That is here. And so then my choice in terms of how I weigh into that is that for me to dream of a better Jamaica, I have to dream of a better Jamaica out of the ambit of those two parties. I cannot be,
because you have been exposed to something else.
But guess what?
You have been exposed to something else by traveling, by going over, by going to some other country.
It's okay to be hopeful.
Most people who are open to this type of third-party thing or issues, you see me, they are talking about, oh, let us vote on issues. Because I've gone to other countries and I've seen transportation. I mean, there are France, if them said the bus is coming at 6:03, the bus is there at 6:03:00. Many people, they don't know that. They know about packing up in a taxi, 3 people at the front. They know about cutting bush at Christmas time, to get a little money. They don't know about that independence or that better quality that's there then. You understand what I'm saying? When you're exposed, it's easy for you to accept certain things. When you're not exposed, and trust me, there are areas in Jamaica where people still dark.
Jamfet, as I said earlier, Jamfet, that of course I'm not going to deny in terms of certain points that you have pointed to, and you're perfectly right. But I am saying, for me, you understand, who have to have, right, that sort of hope for Jamaica, because I cannot say I am going to give up on Jamaica and then, okay, people will never ever change, because from the moment I am of that perspective, I'm actually giving up on Jamaica, right? And I just can't see myself, you understand, giving up on my country, my birthplace. So guess what? You see, if you have a beat the hammer, you understand, our split brain and put the information in, if that you have to go do, we are going to get there. I am saying,
beating the drum.
What is important is the consistency.
Yes.
As my wife said, repetition. Right? We have to be consistent in sending the message. Yes, we know some people deaf. We know some people, you understand, they're not change. We know some people, if all them represent them party down to the dog of them yard painting a green or orange. But guess what? We still
remain hopeful.
We still cannot give up hope because we can't go to Jamaica.
We can't have a lot of well-thinking Jamaicans at home, so we need to try and get them out, let them wake up and join in.
Let me tell you something.
I agree with your Anne, because as a matter of fact, there's a lot of people in Jamaica who are, what you call them, abstentionists. My English is failing me. They don't vote.
Yeah, they don't vote.
They reject both sides. So you could think that there is a sort of raw material type, a core of people who might be open to something else.
Trying something else.
Exactly.
Trying something else. So there is that.
Yes.
Core, but what it takes to get these people back to even, a lot of them, they lost trust in politicians or even the whole political system. So,
which is true.
Even if you have something new and different, it's still going to be a challenge to get these people to go to the polls.
It is going to be a challenge for something like that.
All right.
There's no easy feat.
Let me give you a perfect example, guys.
Of the member of parliament that has to be separated from the vote for the prime minister. It has to be.
Okay, Jamfet, let me give you a perfect example why I believe a third party can get victory. Let me tell you why. And I'm going to prove it to you tonight. I remember when Obama started out, how many of us in our consciousness believe that the American system would have opened up to a black president? We know that there were hurdles. We know that there were thorns. We know that there were obstacles. But little did we know, little that we, as it relates to Obama taking that stride, taking that one step, right? Go door to door, going on the internet. And what we have seen, a miracle being performed, that he has shifted the paradigm.
That is true, Byron.
So when we look at that,
to a certain extent, but
Obama
was up
he
against.
He can do it in Jamaica.
Let's not forget that.
Place.
Obama was
and
up against.
Smaller place.
And so the paradigm shift that the people were thinking, which was worse, giving it to a black man or giving it to a woman? Because the American electorate, they have still not matured to the point where they can say, okay, we'll accept a woman as a leader. So I could bring in the argument that, yes, Obama did create that miracle, but he was up against a woman, a white woman.
But John Fed,
look, it came at a time when America had sunk so deep with George Bush and the whole Iraqi thing and stuff. So to a certain extent, I'm not sure if the miracle happened, even though it did. And I'm not saying it didn't.
Of course it did.
But I'm just
it does.
A white woman, and they did shift from her and put in a black man. So that speaks volume. But
Right,
it's
it
male
speaks
or
volume.
female,
I agree with you.
she was white, and they
I agree with
shifted to a
you,
black
but
man.
the United States since 1783, they have never elected a woman either.
But they still have women in key leading positions.
Yeah, look.
Either way.
There are so many examples of we, right, gone beyond the core. There are so many examples of we broken status quo.
But
So let me the thing about that is that, you see, I believe that there is an almighty God. And that energy, right? From once people fuel into that energy, and people understand that, look, we have reached a crossroad where we have seen clear danger as it relates to this particular government, shaping its wings to become autocratic. And when people face the suffrage, I've seen, let me tell you something, Jamfred. I have seen a lady who came on air and said, listen me, I have never ever voted for any other party than Jamaica Labour Party. All my years, as it relates to me being eligible to vote. And you know what the lady said? The lady said, see, this time, and she was crying. She said, this time, if PNP is going to do it, she's going to be the first person put down our ex. It's not she alone.
she just said that once election call, and she said that green van drive past her yard. She don't remember nothing when she said it. So.
Jamfred, stop that. Jamfred, that's not true. That's not true. And let me put in my little 2 cents.
People are suffering.
Let me put in my little 2 cents.
When people feel the pinch,
yes.
As the Jamaican drunkard channel said, when all else fails to organize the people, conditions will. The condition is going to force change.
Hold on there.
People are feeling the pinch.
Hold on, Jamfred. Let us look on what Jamaican drunkard, what we like call the channel, I know. We love call the channel, Jamaican drunkard channel. All right.
I don't know where we get that name.
This person, look here, this person is a thinker. This person is a thinker, it's a critical thinker, this guy here. When all else fails to organize the people, conditions will. So guess what?
When your back's against the wall.
By will or by force.
Crowd will run away from you, Jamfet. Run away from you to avoid you. But the moment you back that crowd behind a wall, and the crowd cannot go nowhere else, you know what is going to happen? It's going to advance towards you. Because you leave him with no choice. This government leave majority of Jamaican with no choice. Debt, inflation, high inflation.
Byron.
I am not going to go down your part as it relates to not having this open Jamaica.
No, I see your point. You have a point, and Junker have a point as well.
Hopelessness.
But you guys you're not understanding the power of political tribalism that exists in Jamaica.
Can I say something?
In Jamaica is going to say
can I say something?
Holness is a thief. It don't matter because the other side did already thief already, so I don't know.
Those are the older people.
You're right,
but Jamfet,
the younger generation
don't think so.
Like that. I think the older generations are fading out.
Exactly.
So
but
no.
Yes, there's hope. And let me say something. Jamfet,
political tribalists, they will see their tribe leader involved in the biggest corruption And you know what them are going to say? But I know them one corrupt, the other side is corrupt too. They're not going to look and say what you're doing is wrong, even if we're in the same. What? Until I start seeing.
But Jamfet,
Parliament criticizing them own leader, or criticizing them own policies.
If they put a stone around their neck for you broke, they still have go say what they need because they're set in their ways. We know that those people you cannot change. And I'm saying that those people are fading out. The younger generation are open-minded. And these are the ones that we need to appeal to. We know we can't change the old people then because when you're set in your ways, when you get a certain age, there's no changing you. No matter what you want to do, there's no changing when you get to a certain age and you're set a certain way. But the younger generation, they are open-minded and we can reason with them and they are looking on and seeing what is happening. And they are taking notes. They are taking notes.
I agree.
Okay, go ahead, Tara. Sorry about it.
I agree with what Ann said. Jamfet is just a gloom and doom.
No, I mean, I look at
no, but that's no. Listen up there. That's all you make it sound.
No,
I am not saying. Oh Lord.
Tara, I believe that
let me finish.
Postponement of this election, then I have a problem with it, right? Because I think it's denying democracy. Go on any Labour Party forum and see how many supporters of the JLP are criticizing it. How many?
All right. So we can show me.
How many JLP politicians have come out and say, "Oh, you know, it's my party, but I don't agree with it."
What Jamfet? What are you talking about?
Jamfet.
Hold on.
You see how old they are? They're old and decrepit. They cannot be changed. That's how they are.
They're dinosaurs.
They are decrepit. So you cannot change those who are there right now. That's why we need to boot them out. Them need to go into golden age home and go rest now.
Then if you go and go drink porridge and play with them grand pitney and then great grand pitney. You understand me?
I am willing to buy the first pack of Pampers, you know.
No, man. Everybody want to mean for some man for buy a Bruce Cole bus man and put the whole of them in night, man, and carry them. Not in our nursing home, man. Carry them go to the Pacific Ocean. I guess as long as they don't our nursing home, people still are go in there and ask them for some form of when I call it, what the word? No, I can't find the word. Some form of acknowledgement for help them. No, so them guys see man.
As the people Jamfet refer to. You know that you have people, them say, why na Marabone can't come out. You have those people who are not going to change. If I did not the intimate life at the one position and then now change, they're not trying anything else, they don't want to hear anything else. That is true. Some people are like that. It does not matter what is it that you offer them. It doesn't matter how enticing it be. They're sticking to what they know.
Yes.
But you have people who are dying for change, who desperate for change, and they are ready and willing.
So much agree.
You know, but you know what? We're not going to survey, but you know, who are those people who want the changes? It's not the middle class people. It's not the old people. It's the young blood. Them. Those are the ones them who need the change. Want the change.
There's no opportunity for them. They don't see any opportunity right now.
That is for me, Jamfet, and let me say, I cannot be here. I cannot be here utilizing.
What I'm talking about is not negativity, you know, it's reality. And remember how I started my argument. I said you cannot put new wine, in this case, what we have got tonight, which is new ideas, in old bottles, which is the old political system. If there's no political reform, it ain't gonna change, my brothers and sisters.
All right,
and I agree with that. And
number one, for example, we say you can't be an member of parliament for more than 3 terms.
The modern times that we're in. So we agree with that.
For example, how do you get the fresh blood in? You need a new law that states that you can't serve more than back to back.
Thank you very much. Yes, I agree with that. I agree 100%.
You know?
I'm terrified.
Okay, but hold on. the first process in getting the fresh blood in, you have to remember the political process is voting that fresh blood. That is where it starts. Right? Through the electoral process, we have to vote in that fresh blood.
Yeah, but who votes them in? Who chooses the candidates?
Huh?
It's the old heads which decide to choose the candidate.
No. UIC, look, UIC would have done that, in terms of UIC.
Clearly, UIC haven't been doing a good job because I never heard about them before tonight.
Oh, are you serious, Jamfet?
I'm serious.
Oh.
I've never heard about them until tonight.
Okay, so Jamfet, please, do some work on UIC tonight, right? Because I have read most of their thing, and I like what I have seen there. So and I'm comfortable where that is concerned, right? But the thing is, Jamfet, for me, for us to be leading this platform, I have to not to be about that, right? Bringing the hope to the people that guess what, we can get better. And we deserve better, and better is going to come, right? I just cannot be of the mindset that, okay, all right, makes sense, we try, because it is not going to happen. It cannot be done because of the old political system. You see, anything that installed can be deinstalled. So then for me, I have to have this hope, this passion, you understand, and continue to fight until, you understand, we get there. I want to tell you something in terms of the Black liberation movement in the United States. It never happened spontaneously for them as it relates to breaking certain status quo, right? They have fought for years, Jamfet, if you remember the history. They have fought for years upon years. And in many years and in many circumstances, people believe that, okay, it will never ever happen. But guess what? They never give up. They never give up. Until we have seen several status quo break down in the United States. You and I witnessed that, Jamfet. King Lion witnessed that.
I agree with you, but
and so then we have to have the same concept towards our country. Right? We are not going to give it up. That's all I'm saying, Jamfet. Trust me. I heard you.
I agree, Byron. But
okay,
if the whole Mystic Sensation platform is about balance, and I put it to you that even in the US, it's a bipartisan system.
Okay.
And third parties in general have it very difficult to pierce the status quo in any country. UK is the same thing. You have the Tories, you have the Labour Party. USA, you have Democrat, Republican. Some of these democracies are built on a bipartisan system. So unless you change and model a model that is according to our system, then. Like me would have just said, okay, we have 14 parishes, let's elect 14 regional heads. And each parish sort of govern themselves in that. I don't know. But
yeah, one on the jump it. Yeah, try to do it like do it like United States.
No, I'm not really, not even the United States. I'm just saying that for a small country, I don't think that. Yeah, but I have a problem with the way it is now, because when I look at Jamaica and I go to Kingston and I see JUTC, and all of the taxpayer money is pumped into JUTC transportation service, and I'm in Mandeville and I don't see no bus service. I have a problem with that, because I have a problem with the distribution of opportunities and wealth across the island. People in Kingston, they benefit from certain things, but the rest of the island, they don't. Backside, that generates a lot, and tourism, that generates a lot. It's pumped into Kingston transport service, it's pumped into Kingston governmental services, and the rest of the island is kept dark and dunce. You understand? So certain things I have a problem with. So when I'm calling for reform, it's a big picture that I'm looking at.
But Jamfet, All right, because I heard you talking about political reforms. There is nothing constitutionally that stops a third party from surface. And I'm not saying that I said that because I didn't say that. So let me make that clear. There's nothing constitutionally that prevents a third party from prevail. So when we look at it, what happened over the 60 years as it relates to these two parties, just the political culture.
Right.
You understand, over the history. Right. And so then people used to the norm, it becomes a culture. And so then it creates that, I would say, stagnant mindset or that myopic view sort of setting.
Yes.
Which, of course, with no education, right? And as Jamaican Dranko Chanel said, with certain condition or circumstances, you understand, people will divert. You understand? And so then I believe,
agree,
to be honest.
If we look at the origins,
yes,
even when we started out and so, we had two clear visions. The two parties didn't believe in the same thing at a particular time. Like you had PNP that was more socially oriented and JLP more free market, and so ideologically speaking, they didn't have the same opinion.
No, you're right. Their politics, let me just guide you on that. Their politics are different because the People's National Party speaks of democratic socialism, and the Jamaican Labour Party is more of capitalism.
Yes.
Right? So their philosophies are different.
Today, there's not that pronounced difference where people are going to be like, okay, I am more, I don't know, like in the US, then you might have somebody who might be saying that I am more for abortion, so I'm going to be more on democratic side. Or in Jamaica, you don't know which party defends your issues. You just know, say, jump up to Labour or PNP. You don't know. I don't know which party defends regionalism or agriculture or training. Or I don't know.
I see where you're going with that because, and as I said, of course, in terms of, what you're saying, in some instances you're right. Some people vote, they don't even know the reason why they vote.
Policies, right?
So I see where we're going with that. And so then, how do we change that though? Is we can correct those behavior through the process of education.
True. Because
that is the only way behavior can be corrected, right? When we educate. And providing that we are here on social media, right, and people are more open. I think someone asked a question as it relates to prior to social media, certain things would be hidden. Now that you have the advent of social media, things are going to be exposed. And so then social media within itself is also creating a paradigm shift.
Yes.
Jamfet.
That is true.
Because look at this now. One time gone, Jamaica, they move in terms of informer to die culture and people sort of now speak out and all the political things. Now people have them platform on social media, everything out there.
That is true.
Right?
And to be honest with you,
Eric Nixon said, I wonder if the social media use was high back then, if it would reveal some stuff that was swept under the rug back then. I think so.
Of course. Because look at even the George Wright incident.
Exactly, John.
Something as simple as that. But to give your arguments some valuation still, or validation, in France here, when Mr. Macron won, he didn't win with a political party. He totally destroyed the political system through social media and the new young people.
Damage the status quo, right?
They created a party like about 6 months before the election, and he won.
Exactly.
Today in France, the whole political system is messed up because nobody knows where anything is anymore because this new party came and just won the election. So sometimes it can happen, That is true.
Yes. All right. Here, Jamaican Drunko Channel. Again, remember those parties were left there by our former colonial masters. England was ruling Jamaica through their proxies. That is why it's difficult to sell race-based politics to Jamaican. And Jamaican Drunko Channel, I think I am taking his point. I see where he's going with that. What do you say about that, John Fett?
Well, as I said, we adopted the Westminster system of government.
Yes.
And, I don't think there's any perfect system. And we have seen even in the last US elections that, there's no perfect democratic system. Me personally, I would rather vote in for the representatives differently from the leader of the country. Because I think then what would happen is that you would clearly vote for the best person who you think
representation.
Exactly.
Representation.
And then the leader would be like the figurehead now who decide the general direction in which the country goes. But then the representatives, they could impeach the leader.
Exactly.
If some corruption issue comes up or so. The way it is now, everybody is in the same bed, and it makes it so complicated to get accountability.
Exactly, and that is one of our problems. So again, it goes back to what we call education again, and we have to be consistent in terms of that. All right, so that we have our Jeopardy people waiting, and I don't want to burn them any longer. John Fett, are you sticking around for Jeopardy?
I am sticking around.
Yeah.
I'm back.
All right,
Yeah.
I am back.
So I'm handing over to wifey, and of course,
begin.
Once again,
May I come back?
people, right? Thank you for passing through and spending time with us. We love you all, right?
Miss B.
Sure.
Miss B.
Yes.
You're not put none of my something in there. No. That's why I'm not participating.
We still go perform tonight, no, King Lion.
No,
Still going tonight, no?
What to tell you about the surprise today?
Exactly.
Does it tell the John Fett to go to bed?
No, with Chuck.
I'm back.
With Chuck Clive and all of them.
Welcome, Daniel. Come out of the bush.
All right, then.
All right.
I'll go back down in the chat. So nice having you on the panel. So
yeah, man, and always happy to have you here, King Lion. We appreciate you coming up. And John Fett, we love.
Thank you so much.
Love you guys here.
all right, then.
Really
Thank you
appreciate
for
it.
joining.
All right, ready for you now, Miss B.
All right.
All right, later. We'll go ahead chat.
All right. And thank you to everyone for making it such an enlightening and enlightening conversation. And there's a lot of food for thought here. And we have a lot of work to do because we need to get our countries steering back in the right direction. All right, so we are going to go into Jeopardy. So let me just get that template. Just get the template. So as you know, we are vying for credits. Person with the most points get $1,000 credit. Did you sell our flow? And we have 4 runners up of $500 credit each. Did you sell our flow? And it's open to everyone. The question is in the form of a statement. You answer in the form of a question with if it's a name. If the name of a person, you answer what is and then give the answer. If it is the name of a place or thing, then you can say what is or where is. Okay, Jamaican Drunko said, there's hope. Remember, we were once in chains. Now the chains are on our minds, on our pockets. We are going to the top. Yes, well said, well said, well said. We have come a long way. All right, so I am going to reveal the template. All right, so this is the categories for tonight. Let me just take the Okay, there we go. So you can see the full template. So tonight we have cars, name the movie, mathematics, mystic sensation videos, and Caribbean flags. So the first, okay, I see cars for 100. So you're just gonna throw out random categories, and then you choose a category and answer the question. Person who answered the question correctly chooses the next question and the next category and for how many points, and so on and so on and so on. Okay, Howard, thank you so much. Yes, very good discussion. All right, so we're going into cars for 100. The most popular color of a car. What's the most popular car color? Can I have, is it this one? Yes, this one. And a pen from order, please. Yep. A pen from order. Okay, I see the answer that I am looking for. So I'm not going to delay. Let's see. What is white? So the most popular car color is white. So it's for 100 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. I'm just going to refresh as usual, guys. Let me just refresh. Let's see who first came in with the correct response. So it started there. Jamfet said, I don't watch movies. Okay, and Jamfet, what is white? So Jamfet, 100 points. So he's on the board already.
You want them, you know?
Then we have King Lion, Sassy, Mixin. Okay, Grace said, enjoyed the discussion. Thank you so much, Grace.
Thank you. Big up yourself, Grace.
Okay. Okay, Verona is saying, what is white? Welcome, Verona. Happy Friday to you. So she answered, what is white? Jamfet is saying flax for 100. Everybody run out, skip out, jump out, King Papa lick out, everywhere you want to run out at this one. Name the country's flag. Name the country to which this flag belongs.
You're so nice. What is going on with you, honey? Seriously?
Oh my goodness.
Everybody run out.
Everybody run out, skip out, jump out,
right.
and the other one to go.
So you know, so the fast finger.
Oh my goodness. All right, and I see the answer that I am looking for. And it is, what is Jamaica?
All right.
All right, and that is for 100 points. Beautiful scenery, guys. Beautiful scenery.
That's my country.
All right, so let's see who first came in with the correct response. Oops. First on the board with the correct response is Jamfet, then Empress, Ricardo, Daniel, King Lion, Sassy, Sharon, Mixin, Grace. Grace, you have to put what is before. If it's a place or thing, you answer what is, and then the answer. And if it's the name of a person, then it's who is. Chocolate must be tending to the baby.
Okay.
And Howard also came in with the correct response.
Jamfet again? Jamfet.
Yeah, Jamfet.
How much points?
100. And Veronica also came in with Jamaica. It needs to be, what is Jamaica? All right, so Jamfet is saying flax for 200.
Flags for 200.
Name the country to which this flag belongs. Name the Caribbean country. It's all Caribbean flags. So it's name the Caribbean country to which that flag belongs. I know it's the phone, Jamfet, but I have to laugh. What is bananas? Oh my goodness. I know it's the phone. This pen not. Give me another pen, please.
Yeah, here you go.
It's not writing. Yeah. All right, let me see if, okay, and I see the answer that I am looking for, and it is, what is St. Lucia? So that flag is the flag of St. Lucia, and that is for 200 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. Okay, flags for 200 started there. Ricardo, what is St. Lucia? And that is for 200 points. Then Empress, Sassy, Daniel is laughing. Mixing said, Jamfet, what's that? Yes, where's David? Not seen David tonight. Oh, I'm sick. Oh,
all right. And
hope
so
he feels better soon.
the score as it is, Ricardo on 200 points, Jamfet on 200 points. Evenly poised.
Okay, so Ricardo choose the next. Oh, he's saying flags for 300. All right. So name the country, the Caribbean island to which this flag belongs. Which Caribbean island flag is that? Oh, Dorothy saying, by the way, does the World Economic Forum have anything to do with the behavior for politicians? Okay.
What is it?
By the way, does the World Economic Forum have anything to do with the behavior for politicians?
It's a possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah.
It's learned behavior.
Yeah.
All right, so I see the answer, and it's, what is the Bahamas, or Bahamas? What is Bahamas? And that's for 300 points. All right, so let's see. Let me refresh so I don't miss anybody, because I don't want anybody shouting at me in any tone of words. All right, so let's see who first came in with the correct response. Yeah, I hope David feel better soon.
Is he sick?
Yeah, Ricardo said that he's not feeling well. Okay, just trying to find where it's, oh, that's where it starts. Okay, first on the board with the correct response is Ricardo. Don't watch spelling, the phone changed it. So Ricardo for 300 points. Then Daniel, Empress. What is Chocolate, Bahamas, Sassy, Mixing. Said, no man, something wrong. Then Ricardo corrected the spelling. Chocolate said, Jamfet, nice answer. Grace also came in with Bahamas. Okay. Oh, Hush Mixing, he said his internet froze and I need to reboot it. Ricardo said, on the type too fast, man. But I love of the Jamfet answer. Okay, Grace says she's doing it for fun. She's at work. Thank you so much, Grace. I hope rest of time at work will go smoothly. Right, Ricardo is saying flags for 400. Wayne, he says his earpiece keep dying because he's at work. So Jeopardy started already. My earpiece keep dying. All right. So flags for 400. Oops, sorry. I accidentally pressed that, so we're gonna run with that. Flags for 500. Name the country to which that flag belongs. I'm sorry, I clicked the mouse and I clicked it. So I'm just gonna leave it up there. Which country, which Caribbean island does that flag belong to? Man, tell us it look like somebody have the site opened up to Caribbean flags. I see the answer that I am looking for. What is St. Vincent and the Grenadines? So St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and that is for 500 points. So this is their flag.
And who is the winner for that?
Let's see who first came in with the correct response. That's for 400. Let me see where that starts. Okay. Ricardo, what is St. Vincent and the Grenadines?
For 500, right?
Yes, for 500. Truck Life started, but he didn't put the Grenadines on. And then Sassy, Daniel, Howard, okay, Ricardo. Ricardo call name. All right, so, and who got the point, Ricardo?
Yes.
So Ricardo choose the next category, and for how many points?
So the score as it is, Jamfet on 200 points, Ricardo on 1,000 points.
All right. He wants the flags now for 400. Now you'll get your 400 flag. Which Caribbean island uses this flag? Which Caribbean island does that flag belong to? Everybody run out, skip out, jump out, roll out. All right, and I see the answer that I am looking for. What is Haiti? That is the Haitian flag. So that is for 400 points. All right, let's see who first came in with the correct response. Chuck Lives Schools College Quizmaster Ricardo. Bingo Roy Vlogs, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Friday to you. Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate you being here. All right, so first on the board with the correct response is Ricardo.
And that's for how much? 400?
400. Then Truck Life, Sharon, Empress, Sassy, Danielle, Howard, Mixin. Chuck Life laughing at Mofat's response. And Grace also came in with Haiti. Chuck Life said, Mofats, where in the world are you? All right, and Ricardo is saying cars for 200. Mixin said, Truck Life, my phone try help me, but it embarrass me. All right, so cars for 200. So let's see who first came in. Sorry, let's see what's behind there. BMW stands for BMW, that we refer to as Black Man Wheels. What does it stand for? And it's a double point answer. What does that acronym stand for? BMW. All right, let me just go back here so I can see the chat fully. British made wheels.
And that's a double point. That's a double point.
Jamfet hear me say Black Man wheels, so that cannot be it.
King Lion say Bob Marley wagon.
Mofats there, World Cup same way. Bob Marley wagon. What is Beamer? What is what? My goodness. All right. Let me see. I think it's the phone. Let me see. Let me look back on this one again. Nope. I think it's the phone that messed. Okay, I see the answer that I am looking for. So, BMW is not Black Man Wheels. It is Bavarian Motor Works. Bavarian Motor Works. And that is for 200 points, and it's doubled, so 400 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. Welcome. Okay. Oh. Oh my goodness. You're in the US, for Jamaica to become the Singapore of the Caribbean.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, and them did adopt our them adapt our economic way of doing things before.
Exactly.
Okay. And we're doing cars for 200. All right, so let's see who first, Mr. That some of these answers are so interesting. Sassy. So Sassy's 400 points. So Sassy's on the board.
Okay.
400 points. Yes.
All right.
Then Empress. Owen point taken. Good point. Good economic.
Yes, Owen, I like that point
because
that
they
you
took it
mentioned
from
there.
us in the first place. And
So,
Daniel.
score as it is, Jamfet on 200 points, the Sassy on 400 points, and Ricardo 1,400 points.
And Sassy saying cars for 300. The world's largest auto manufacturer in 2022. The world's largest auto manufacturer in 2022. Which car company was that? Japheth said change category, Sassy. Oh my goodness. All right, I see the answer that I'm looking for, and everybody should be getting that one because they're supposed to go any corner shop and get parts for it. They'll hear them come on.
Toyota.
What is Toyota? You can get parts at any corner shop. So that's 300 points.
Toyota is going on good in the market.
And that's for 300 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. Let me just refresh. All right, so cards, it started there. I can't see the rest. Okay. Truck Life. So first on the board with the correct response is Truck Life for 300 points. What is Toyota? Then Ricardo, Jamfet, Empress.
Truck Life for 300 points.
Empress again. She repeated it. All right. So okay, and Truck Life is saying cars for 400.
Okay, so the score as it is, Jamfet on 200 points, Truck Life 300 points, the Sassy Diva on 400 points, and Ricky Ricardo 1,400 points.
So cars for 400 says Truck Life. Audi logo has this many rings. How many rings does the Audi logo have? How many rings does the Audi logo have?
This one.
Oh, you're not about to whisper this time.
No, we'll miss this time.
All right, and I see the answer that I'm looking for. And it is, what is 4? So it has 4 interlocking rings. So, and that is for 400 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. Starts there. So Truck Life.
All right.
What is 4? And that is for 400 points.
For Truck Life?
Yes, it's Truck Life. Then Ricardo, Mixin, Sharon, and that's the order in which they came.
So the score as it is, Jamfet on 200 points, the Sassy 400 points, Truck Life 700 points, Ricky Ricardo 1,400 points.
All right, so Truck Life, choose the next category, and for how many points? Said cars of 5, Empress getting impatient down there. Jonathan said, "Me know tonight wasn't gonna be fun, because him stuck." All right, he said cars for 500. This Italian automaker has a bull in its logo. This Italian automaker has a bull in its logo. So key points, Italian and bull. Or keywords, it's a cat. It's a Red Bull. No, sir. Desperate times, desperate measures. It's a Red Bull. All right, I see the answer that I am looking for, and it is Lambucket. A Lamborghini. Lamborghini, Italian made, and it has a bull in its logo. And that is for 500 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. And I've put that logo up a few times. So first on the board with the correct response is, drum roll, Daniel. All right. For 500 points. That's Daniel good. Is on the board. Jumping about a Red Bull in Italy.
Daniel for 500 points, right?
Yeah. And then we have, who else came in? So Daniel, Truck Life, Empress, Sharon. Okay, and that's the order in which they came. So Daniel said, Bob.
So the score as it is, Jamfet on 200 points, the Sassy on 400 points, Daniel 500 points, Truck Life 700 points, Ricky Ricardo in the lead 1400 points.
Okay, Grace, thank you so much. Have a wonderful night and a rest.
Bless yourself, Grace.
Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate you being here. And Daniel is saying Mystic Sensation videos for 100. In the video, traveled to Jamaica during the pandemic. Oh my goodness, this is supposed to be pandemic, people, pardon my spelling. And said her sneaker resembled this. In the video, traveled to Jamaica during the pandemic and said her sneaker resembled this.
What about people going putting on no?
What did I say? It's a red stripe. What is crook? What is grass?
Empress, I go behind.
Empress, I take her time and go figure it out. Oh, Tiffany's not here. What is flowers? No. I say, what is, I want to go home. Truck Life said, what is truck? Jamfet said, what is tractor? Welcome, Tiffany. Happy Friday. How are you
Bless
feeling?
Yourself,
How are you
Sister
doing?
Tiffany.
Nope.
The Mystic Sensation did it tough enough.
That's the Brandy King line, but that's not what I said it looked like. What is Byron Head?
Who said that? Who said Byron Head? What Truck Life the easy?
Yeah, so what is Air Force One? So what is Andrew Nose?
Right. Why would that could go?
Empress will come. What is dope? And because of that, I have not worn it since. A gift from Baron. Sharon said, what is crap? I said, what is a bucket? Good guesses, guys, but let me give a clue.
Guessers.
Let me give a clue. Much clue. What is a homeless man pants? What is high tops? Oh my goodness, you guys are killing me.
Give them a clue.
What is jalopy? What is uppers? What is canoe? Oh my goodness, yes. Flash got it.
Who answered it?
Flash. Empress now just coming in. What is canoe? Yes, guys. Baron brought me this pair of sneakers that actually look like a canoe. If a ship was going down, you could back up in this sneaker and be saved. Oh my goodness. You'll have to
Who's
see
that?
that on the
Flash?
channel.
Flash?
Flash. And that is
100?
100 points. The shoe actually looked like a canoe from what the Arawaks would have dug out out of wood.
Okay.
And it was a Nike.
So the score as it is 200, Jamfet on 200 points, Flash on 400 points, the Sassy 400 points, Daniel 500 points, Chuck Life 700 points, and Ricky Ricardo on 1400 points.
Yeah, Flash was just ahead of Empress. Then Chuck Life said, "Can everybody laughing?" All right. So Jamfet same on snooze. Okay. What you put for Flash is 100 points. I say enough for Flash. I said 100. It's 100. So Flash choose the next category and for how many points. The Jamfet says me and snooze, I might fall out. Thank you so much for joining, Jamfet. I know it's wee hours over there in France, so I really appreciate you being here. But they defend the points. Okay, so Flash, you're gonna choose a category on the board and then a number underneath it to say you want that many points. Okay, mathematics for 400. All right, so let's see. What mathematical symbol should replace the dash to make this equation true? Sorry, so what mathematical symbol should replace the dash to make this equation a true equation? Look at the bright sparks. I see the answer that I'm looking for, so I'm not going to delay. And it is what is x or multiply. So 43 plus 7 plus, 37 is equal to 80. And to make the equation true, it's 8 multiplied by 10. So 8 multiplied by 10 is 80. So that's the correct answer, multiply. All right, so let's see who first came in with the correct response. Okay, first on the board. I think Triple I say never like maths at school. Every week he mash it up. First on the board with the correct response is Truck Life.
And how much points for that?
400.
400.
Mm-hmm. Then Jamfet. Okay. So that's the order in which they came.
The score as it is, Flash on 100 points, Jamfet on 200 points, the Sassy on 400 points, Daniel 500 points, Short Life 1,100 points, and Ricky Ricardo 1,400 points.
All right, so Truck Life is saying math for 100. 6.1 multiplied by 3.2. Give me the answer. 3.1 multiplied by 6.1 multiplied by 3.2. Pardon me. 6.1 multiplied by 3.2.
How am I supposed to come in here today?
You sure not out of the door, in front of the front door?
Arriving today by 10. So
not come yet. Okay, and I see the answer that I'm looking for, so I'm not going to delay, and it is what is 19.52. All right, so let's see who first came in with the correct response. Dumpet said no, sir. All right, first is Ricardo, then Truck Life, Empress, Flash. You're hearing the who came in first, Baron? Ricardo.
And how many points?
100.
100.
Yes, then Flash, Sharon, Daniel. All right, so.
Let me look if it outside. It not say still.
All right. So Ricardo, choose the next category and for how many points? Ricardo, it says I did. Oh, math for 200. Okay, I'm seeing it. 342 people attended a movie. Each ticket cost $6. This much was collected. So how much money was spent overall? So 342 people attended a movie. Each ticket cost $6. This much was collected. So how much money did they pay overall? Boy, they're fast. All right, and I see the answer that I am looking for. What is $2,052? So 342 multiplied by 6. So that's the answer. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. Right, so oops, this thing is jumping away from me. Ricardo, what is 2,052? Then Daniel, Truck Life, Agnes, welcome, Agnes. Happy Friday to you. Thank you so much for joining in. Agnes. Really appreciate you being here. And then Flash and Sharon.
So
Ricardo.
How many points?
200. Okay. Yes, 200. So you're saying math for 300. What is next? What is next in the pattern? 674, 684, 694. So what's next in that pattern? What number comes next? All right, and I see the answer that I am looking for. What is 704? So it's increasing by 10. So 704. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. Oops. Charlie said, no, this must not people a calculator them I use. Okay, thank you for still being here, Charlie. So first on the board with the correct response is Daniel. Guess Truck Life messed up a bit. How many points? That is 300 points. So Daniel, Tiffany, Ricardo, Jamfed, Truck Life, Flash, Verona.
Okay, so the score as it is: Flash on 100 points, Jamfed 200 points, Disassi on 400 points, Daniel 800 points, Truck Life 1,100 points, and Ricky Ricardo 1,700 points.
And Sharon, welcome, Borg. Happy Friday to you. Thank you so much for joining. When you're answering, if it's a place or thing, you say what is, and then put the answer. If it's the name of a person, then you put who is, and then the answer. Tiffany says, you're on the ball, Daniel. So Daniel is saying math for 500, so it's completing the category. If a news channel delivers an average of 32 news reports on weekdays, pay attention, people. If a news channel delivers an average of 32 news reports on weekdays and an average of 45 news reports each day of the weekend, It therefore delivers this many news reports in an average week. So it delivers an average of 32 news reports on weekdays and 45 news reports each day on the weekend. How many news reports on average do they do? And it's a double point answer. Lord Jesus, may I tell us our road scholars, them, you know? Real road scholars. Can't hold them. All right, I see the answer that I am looking for, and it is what is 250. So you have 5 weekdays, so it's 32 on average each weekday. So it's 32 multiplied by 5, which is 160. Then you have 42 on each day of the weekend. So it's 42 multiplied by 2 because you have Saturday, Sunday. And that is 90. And then you're going to add them together. 160 plus 90 equal 250. So that's how you get that answer. And it's a double point answer. So the person who gets this correctly is going to get 1,000 points.
And who is that person?
The person who gets this correct gonna get 1,000 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response.
Who is that lucky winner? 1,000 points dangling there.
It's a more fats come nimble your fingers. Chocolate said Daniel getting smarter each week. Yes. All right. So first on the board with the correct response is Ricardo. And that is for 1,000 points.
Wow.
Then Jamfet, Truck Life. And that's the order in which they came. Now he's saying, Ricardo is saying movies for 300. Name the movie. Jamfet is saying Friday is both weekend and weekday, yes. It's on Netflix, people. This woman in gold, robot lady. Nope. Thought you guys would have known that one. All right, I'm gonna give you a clue. So robots are made of metal. This one is not made of metal. So I'm gonna give you the first part of it. All right, I basically gave you a big clue there. It's not made of metal. So when something is not within something, you say that it was and then all right, for the first person to type it, it's X and it is not made of metal. Or it's a machine. So it's not a metal machine. Oh my God. Okay, I see the answer that I am looking for. Thank you. I'm trying to come up with the right clue. Okay, it's what is Ex Machina? That's the name of it. Ex Machina. Sorry, I was not very good in giving the clue. And that is for 300 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. So what is plastic? So actually first on the board, because I know it's the phone that messed it up, it's actually Truck Life. What is Ex Machina? Then Flash, and that is for
300
300
points
points.
for Chuck
Yes.
Life.
Yes, a flash. I know you might dispute that, but we don't mark response because sometimes the phone mess up what you tried to put there. So we take that into consideration. And
so the score as it is: Flash on 100
Tiffany.
points, Jamfet 200 points, the Sassy 400 points, Daniel 800 points, Chuck Life 1400 points, and Ricky Ricardo 2,700 points.
If it's not Netflix, then it is what's the other one again? Prime. It's on one of those two. And so Chuck Life is saying movies for 500. All right, what's the name of that movie? And it's a double your score, and I'm gonna give you the clue. That is Sandra Bullock in that suit. So what's the name of that movie? Sandra Bullock, that's in that suit. What's the name of the movie? That was before her time. Apollo 13. Okay, I see the answer that I am looking for. And the movie is Gravity. What is gravity? When the space thing exploded, when the movie just started. So what is gravity? The space station exploded. And it's a double your score. So we're gonna add 500 points to whatever score you have, and then we're gonna double everything. So let's see who first came in with that correct response. Okay, it came back up. Okay. Oops. Ricardo.
Wow.
So 500 to Ricardo and then double it. Then Jamfet also came with Gravity. Yes. Then wow. Flash also came with Gravity. Empress. Truck Life. I said this not look bad at all. Jamfet said that movie was before I was born. Really? And Sharon also came in with Gravity. Truck Life said 100 Boss Ricardo going hard tonight. I'm telling you. I thought they made sense. They're on Netflix and Prime.
Ricky Ricardo might pass back Empress again.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he might take back him title. Oh my goodness.
Well,
Terrence Ricardo, you're on a roll.
Yeah, Ricardo on fire here. Flash on 100 points. Jamfet 200 points. The Sassy 400 points. Daniel 800 points. Chuck Life 1,400 points. Ricky Ricardo way in the lead, 6,400 points.
Jamfet, so we need to have an exchange, a score exchange category. And Ricardo said, all right, me gonna road, yeah. No, gonna singing, because Uno can't beat me. Bye, y'all. He said, moving for 400. Oh, man of confidence.
Man of confidence.
Jesus. Name this movie. It's on Disney.
You know, a long time I sit down, I was on the movie there.
God, it's still about you going singing.
I say, most of the time, cool. Why there's something not come yet?
Empress, so what did you do, Baron? She can't get on the board. So what did you do?
My guy sent me a referral.
Okay, and I see the answer that I'm looking for. You know, those who have kids will know what this movie. So it is, what is Coco? So the movie is Coco. And it's for 400 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. All right, so first on the board with the correct response is Verona.
Verona.
Welcome, Verona.
All
Happy
right.
Friday to you.
And
thank you so much
how
for
many
joining.
points for
and
Verona?
it is 400.
Woo!
Then Truck Clive.
All right. So the score as it is: Flash on 100 points, Jamfet 200 points, the Sassy and Verona on 400 points, Daniel 800 points, Truck Life 1400 points, and Ricky Ricardo 6,400 points. Wow.
Jamfet's a Ricardo changing frock.
So how much points Empress has been?
You did write it down
I
somewhere.
think
Buddy.
7,000 something.
Should have to remind us you did write it down. All right. Ricardo said, Jamfet, avoid me. Verona is celebrating. So, Verona, you now need to choose a category.
Right, Verona.
And for how many points that you want it for. If it's a Ricky, a cheerleading Verona, you bring her over here. Verona has been here before. Oh, she said the table is blurry for her. Okay. So we have name the movie left categories 100, 200, and then we have Mystic Sensation videos 200, 300, 400, 500. You gotta say, man, a truck life we carry crowd. Oh, Empress is telling Verona to change her resolution. Okay, so move it for 200. Skip out, run out, dance out, roll out. Whichever way you want to run out on it. Name that movie.
And die out.
Welcome, David. How are you feeling?
Bless up yourself, David.
Happy Friday to you, David. All right, and I see the answer that I am looking for. All right, so let's reveal the answer. Oops, did click the wrong thing. What is Black Panther? And that is for 200 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response, because everybody ran out. Movies for 200. Kingla. Wait, me no want nobody shout at me in any tone of words, you know. First on the board with the correct response is King Lion.
Hey!
And that is for 200 points. Then David, Empress, Tiffany. Oh my goodness, Truck Life put Wakanda.
Oh, King Lion are going like King can't punch up the board, so.
Ricardo, okay, corrected that.
So the score as it is: Flash
tonight.
on 100 points, Jamfet and King Lion on 200 points, the Sassy and Verona 400 points, Daniel 800 points, Chuck Life 1,400 points, Ricky Ricardo in the lead 6,400 points.
All right, and King Lion is saying move is for 100. Run out, skip out, roll out, dandy shandy out, however you want to run out on this one. Everybody run out. Nobody not move yet. I'm too confident, so everybody know this one. Serious Jamfet? Thank you, Truck Life. I can't believe a Jamfet. You want to say you never born in at this time either? Jamfet says same thing. All right, and I see the answer that I am looking for. It is, what is The Godfather? Man, you never watch The Godfather? You don't watch the movie yet, man. What is The Godfather? And that is for 100 points. The one is say, come out and say hello to my little friend, and start spray everybody.
Little friend, amazing.
Say hello to my little friend. All right, so Truck Life for what is The Godfather? Then Charlie, Mixin, David. Charlie said weak. A man whispered a man ears. Stephanie said, what is a man whispered a man ears? All right, so it's for 100 points. So first on the board with that, I said Truck Life for
Truck
100.
Life?
Yes.
Okay.
Ricardo said, me young to this. Even the young ones find it and watch it because it was a really, really, really a good classic. Because I think they have Godfather 1, 2, 3. They have several franchise of it. And where's my category? I don't. Them gonna put up your category. See your category still there, Empress.
No,
I don't know. You guys not choosing it. Oh, King Lion is correcting me. He said that line was in Scarface. That's true.
Oh, okay.
That's true.
Yeah, that line was in Scarface. Yes.
Hello to my little friend. That's true. Thanks for the correction.
King Lion keen on those things, you know.
All right, so you said Mystic Sensation videos for 500.
Al Pacino said, hey, say hello to my little friend.
In the video, icy roads caused my accident. What is put on the icy parking lot to prevent slips and falls? Okay, David, have a wonderful night. Hope you feel better soon. Nope. So in the video, icy roads caused my accident. What is put on the icy parking lot to prevent slips and falls? It says snowshoes. Boy, Ricardo, now he's up off of Andrew nose. Mm-hmm.
See that?
What? Missy cow down there. What is cow down? Seriously? We're going to get cow down from here, so. Okay, and I see the answer that I am looking for. It's right at the start. I said it. What is fine gravels? So the fine gravels are put down so you can have a grip with your shoe, or if you're driving, you have a grip with the tire when you when you hit the brake. Run left me when you finish.
Just go over, turn on, still won't come back down.
Don't know about turn on hellfire underneath to make you burn.
All right.
All right, so that is for 500 points. So let's see who first came in with a correct response. What is up, chains? All right, so let's see. Oh, you okay? Just making sure I didn't miss. So first on the board with the correct response is Tiffany. What is fine gravel? Should we put gravel on the top?
Tiffany, how many points for Tiffany?
Oh, Jesus. Hold on, let me go back up. I think it's 500 points. Yeah, 500 points.
For Tiffany?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, Tiffany, how many points? One category left. So how many points do you want it for?
Tiffany,
Touch Verona says shake my head.
So the score as it is, Flash on 100 points, Jamfet and King Lion 200 points, Verona and the Sassy on 400 points, Daniel 800 points, Chuck Life 1500 points, Ricky Ricardo 6,400 points.
The girl said Sharon lol. Just say what is chain? It never move. Everybody tell them punch you. All right, so Tiffany's saying for 200. In the video, building dream house in Jamaica, Anne said traveling to Jamaica is this and not a vacation. In the video, building dream house in Jamaica, Anne said traveling to Jamaica is this and not a vacation.
Empress, don't touch the boat tonight.
You know, so she down there eat up herself.
Strange.
Ricardo said, board festive bad. Chucklife telling Tommy that the one Ricardo beating them up.
It's strange. Empress, don't touch the boat tonight.
All right, yes, work is in it, but it's the word. It does the word doesn't stop at work.
You're one Ricardo. One Ricardo, I'll mix up in a Empress. You're one by one card. See, one Ricardo, one piece of mix up.
All right, I see the answer that I am looking for. Somebody just made the board. All right, so as I said, work is in it, but you need to finish. What is a workation? I said when we go to Jamaica, it's a workation and not a vacation.
Who got that one?
Empress. And that is for 200 points. I gotta say, Empress Barrett over here, I chat you.
But Ricardo, you see, look at time when I call Empress name, I say she win something though. How much points for that?
200.
200 points.
Okay, Empress, how many points? In the day, I chat you so you're not on the board.
So the score as it is, Flash on 100 points, Empress, King Lion, Jamfet 200 points, Verona and the Sassy 400 points, Daniel 800 points, Tiffany 500 points, Shot Life 1,500 points, and Ricky Ricardo 6,400 points.
All right, so she says for 300, Ricardo laughing. All right, in the video, how well do you know Jamaica? Baron asked a question, the average temperature in Jamaica. What answer was given? What is the average temperature in Jamaica? And it's in Fahrenheit. What is the average temperature in Jamaica? Oh, 110 will be roasting. I go New York in at 90-something degrees. I'll bet my bird by the time I leave the airport, forget to Brooklyn, much less. All right, clue. Whoever has okay, somebody is warm. Just need to add 2 more points to that. It's between 70 to 80. Let me give that clue. It's between 70 to 80.
Someone says 75 there.
Okay, I see the answer that I am looking for. All right, they went and did their homework. What is 77 degrees? So the average temperature in Jamaica is 77 degrees. All right, so let's see who first came in with the correct response, because everybody started throwing out 77 the same time. So Jamfet, and that's for 300 points.
Okay, Jamfet for 300.
Yep, so Jamfet for 300. Then Ricardo, Truck Life, Tiffany, Empress.
This game is very tough.
And I thought it would be easy. All right, so the final one, which is for 400. In the Malta Challenge video, answer or exercise was called this. In the Malta Challenge video, answer or exercise was called this. Tiffany said, Jamfet, got to your bastard bed.
And that's 400 points for that. Still can't write on the third person yet.
So that's the last one on the board. Gotta send up them for them back right now. Nope. My exercise was not called for it. You gotta say cockafati and no more well festive. Overall, is asking for a clue. Lie flat on back and bring head up, but I termed it a particular way. You know, when you lie on your flat with back and you try to bring your head up and so what is choking? What is stomach? Okay, I see the answer that I am looking for. Somebody run over.
Empress.
All right. What is head down? Try feet, lift it up.
That's Empress. Save ourselves a win tonight.
When Byron asked me what is the exercise called, I said, what is head down? Try to lift it up.
Can you believe this? This
that is for 400 points.
Which secure Empress partially a safe place. You know, right, this board, the board is quite festive too.
Let me see. Okay, yeah. So Empress came in with
so
it. Jamfet said, look at mine, and what is Ed? Oh my goodness. Okay. Sorry, it's actually Jamfet. Jamfet got it.
Okay, so it's Jamfet.
What is Ed down? Try lift it.
Okay, so it's
type fast. Yes.
So 400 points to Jamfet.
400 points for Jamfet. Then Tiffany came in with then Empress, then Tiffany.
To Jamfet. Oh
yeah, I realized the keyboard messed it up. Yep. So it's Jamfet.
Okay, so Jamfet here. So that put Jamfet in third place.
Wow.
Yeah, seriously. That
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 persons made the board tonight. We made history tonight.
Trust me. And it's a hard board to make.
Yes, I saw that Sassy. Thanks. No trickier training was Byron.
Okay, so but hold on. We have a problem here between oh no, we don't have any problem here because we have to take about this from Empress, right? Okay, so the winner tonight is actually
you mean for 5th place?
Yeah. Okay, so that's it. Truck Life. That is it. And Ricky Ricardo.
6,400.
Okay, so the winners tonight begin with Tiffany in 5th place and Daniel, 4th place, Jamfet in 3rd place, Truck Life 2nd place, and Ricky Ricardo 1st place, 6,400 points.
Okay, so congratulations to everyone who made the board, and congratulations
For
to
all
the
persons who
winner,
played as well.
and yeah, well played games. Thank you so much for participating and making Jeopardy the fun that it always is. So,
right. So tonight, winners.
Baroda said, congratulations to me. Yes, you made the board, but you didn't come up in the top 5.
Yeah, Tiffany, Daniel, Jamfet, Truck Life, and Ricky Ricardo.
So you made the board, but you have to come up in the final top 5. So the first person, the winner is Ricardo with 6,400 points. So he will get $1,000 credit, Digicel or Flow. And then Truck Life, Jamfet, Daniel, Tiffany, they are runners up, 4 runners up.
They will all get $500 credit each.
Digicel or Flow.
All right. So anyone has any change of numbers that we need to send the credit to? Please speak up. Let me write down that number.
No, we don't get the number over
internet.
So Empress, if you could just put my thing, Nightbot was dropping it as we go along, but if you could put my IG in the chat, but I don't think there's anybody new. We have everybody's number. They just need to let me know which number they want it sent to. I have everybody's number. Oh, Ricardo, so I'm sharing with Empress.
Okay.
So Ricardo, sharing which number you want it to go to? And Daniel says is same 544.
Daniel?
544.
Okay. 544.
And
Daniel.
Yeah, I have it already.
And Empress will be shared.
Then King Lion say I have a change of number. My number is I want to win.
Empress.
So just put Empress above Ricardo. There's
you don't hear so.
Baron, there was a confusion for last week, and I sent the credit to her a different number than what she wanted because it wasn't written down. But because I have several numbers for her, so let me send it to the last one that she used.
Okay, so which number, Empress? Empress, which number you want that your credit to send to?
Okay, Jamfet says my mom 810.
810 for Jamfet?
Yeah.
Okay, 8.
And it says 20. I have that number sent.
810.
And just put space and 20. I'll figure it out. I have it on
20.
Yeah, I have it on Instagram. He sent it to me before.
Okay.
Jamfet said, "I shall return."
All right, Jamfet, you want them?
In PJ voice.
You want them?
In PJ Patterson voice.
Right.
Wayne says, when is the champions of Jeopardy? I need to put in all the numbers into WhatsApp. I'm trying to find the time to do that, and then we're gonna try and coordinate team Jeopardy. The persons are going to join together and try to win like a championship. Yep. Oh, Wayne says you have to have a championship night with all the top winners.
Yes, we are planning that, Wayne. That's an excellent idea. Right. So, of course, I mean, Jeopardy is evolving. And as I said, that we are going to come up with even more better prices as well. So, as we grow, that is going to happen.
Tiffany said, Jamfet, your money struck. Don't come over here, come rob.
So you have Tiffany number and Truck Life number, Ricky Ricardo.
Yeah, we can have a championship for a playoff for those who like our runner-ups and stuff. We can do that. It's still evolving, as Baron says, so we're still trying to come up with ways to make it more interactive and more fun.
It's also important for persons to make sure that they they do their best in terms of their numbers, because at the end of the year, the persons who tally up the most, right, will normally get cash in hand,
or and the
Right.
on the price.
Yeah, cashing on plus price, right? So that is definitely right.
Yeah, we did
there.
that last year, so it's gonna.
So we did
happen
that
again
last
this
year, and we will be coming through with that this year in terms of the person with the most win getting the cash prize and a prize as well.
Okay, Empress says 846 flow. Please write it down
Empress,
because last week it was
846.
Yeah.
846 flow. Empress.
Okay.
All right. So we have
So
Ricardo
John Fett
number,
is
right?
more like you have. I have returned. He said, Tiffany, I was off the tube for a while, but I'm back now.
All right. Warn them, John Fett. Warn them. So this is it. The date.
Put it on there. So.
All right.
Tiffany's asking if she should delete John Fett Kahoot. It's the app that he used for his game. Okay, so again, thank you guys so much for joining in. It was really fun. We had a wonderful and enlightening discussion, and we also had fun time with Jeopardy as usual. So I really want to thank you guys for keep on coming in to support us. We really appreciate it. We really don't take it for granted. And we cannot overemphasize and express that because we know that you could have been doing other things on or other stuff on your Friday night and you choose to be with us, and it's really, really, really appreciated.
Once again, we want to say big thanks for the new subscribers who joined us.
Oh yes, thank you so much,
wanting to
guys.
grow with us. We really appreciate that. Welcome on
to the
board,
Mystic
Mystic
family.
Sensation, Mystic family.
Oh, Jamfa said, I checked out the USC. Interested Mr. Patterson have a buzz. Yes.
All right, Jamfet.
So just dig deeper.
So Jamfet, I want you and I to run that campaign, boss.
Empress Baron, try go reverse that center and visit where you now make me win because we are gonna have a problem.
And a center me going now. So you're in a problem. And you have to go figure out where me go. On a center.
That's not easy at all. Again, guys, so thank you so much for
wonderful game. I
support.
look forward for every Friday.
And again,
wonderful game.
Welcome to all the new subscribers to the family. Really appreciate you guys.
All right.
And hope we continue to grow as we try to put the issues forward and try to make our country a better place and move it forward in the right direction.
Let us at least
each and everyone to come on board. We need to join hands and hearts together because it doesn't make any sense we sit here talking. We need persons to come on board, and maybe later on down the line we'll figure out how to mobilize things physically at home because there's a lot of work to be done. To be done.
And let me say that let us put a third party in thoughts, right? The information is out there as it relates to the UIC. Persons can explore the information, right? And read through. And if you see what you like and you want to be a part of the mission nation building, because I think that most of what he emphasized on is nation building. And of course, I'm a part of nation building, right? It is not about the person looks, the person age, or what. If the person has the vision, the mission, right, and willing to deliver, then of course, right? Of course, we are going to pursue that vision.
And
so give a third party, just have a third party vision, and because what did we get as it relates to over 60 years of PNP, GLP, room for rent, supply within, PNP run out, GLP run in, and here we are today, where we are seeing a party, right, acting beyond norms, right, going against the Constitution and going against political norms. And this is what we get after 60 years. We should have long past where Jamaica is struggling as it relates to inflation. We should have, somewhat set parallel to Singapore.
Jump for
Right.
a tennis match with no umpire.
Exactly. Singapore has visited Jamaica in the early 70s and took our economic model.
Yep.
Right,
They're
where
striving on it.
at the time in the 70s we were utilizing a mixed economy model, and that is the model that Singapore took from us, right? The mixed economic model, and make good use of it. Look at Singapore today in comparison to us utilizing our model. So I mean, if we have to get back to there, you understand, and push forward for nation building, why not? Let us do that. All
Sharon
right.
is asking, Brian, what do you think about Paula Llewellyn situation?
All right. There is a particular case, Sharon, and I'm glad how you asked this question. And one of the reasons for me to really see Paula Llewellyn, right, for who she is,
Thanks, Mixon.
serving the mandate, right, of Andrew Holness. Now, look at this particular case with Kevin Smith. And me, who is a ex-police officer and have knowledge of certain jurisdiction based on where the crime committed. Kevin Smith has committed the crime in St. James, right, in Montego Bay. And so then it is, of course, the jurisdiction of St. James, right? So he could as the preliminary process in the RM court where Kevin Smith is concerned, and it goes on to the circuit court in St. James. For the reason that the DPP wanted to move Kevin Smith unconstitutional. It has never happened before, to take him to Kingston, right, to have him charged. Just can't see the reason for that, just can't understand it. It has never happened before. It is just unheard of. What is the reason why they remove Kevin Smith, and then on journey to his destination, we know what happened. Kevin Smith was put to silence. My question, was Kevin Smith killed for his silence?
Silence him.
Right?
Right, and she's talking about her being in the position for so long.
So that's what I'm saying in terms of, right, if as it relates to Paula Llewellyn, right, not acting accordance with certain procedures and policies. Now, again, if it comes as it relates to Paula Llewellyn extension, that extension is illegal, unconstitutional. Unconstitutional. There's a particular procedure as it relates to the extension that was not being followed. So then, I mean, and it is a very serious issue. It is a very serious issue as it relates to a pending case that is at hand, because that is going to create a lot of mayhem. Because to the fact that Paula Llewellyn, right, would be unconstitutionally seated there, then the question, would all the cases that she had tried or she had ruled on as it relates to the prosecutorial judgment on all the cases that she had dealt with, right, could be in dilemma. It's really it's really, really, really a serious, very serious issue that is pending right now with the DPP. And I honestly don't know how are they going to work that out, right? Or if there were some form of, legal clause, right, that would facilitate or extension. So those are the issues at hand, and it's very serious, right, as it relates to such burden that it can carry on the entire criminal justice system, right? That mayhem that it has. So, right, serious times ahead, right? I hope I answer your question, Sharon, where that is concerned. It is especially with my cousin Donna Lee. Okay, there I go. Sharon, let me say something. And I've been speaking on the Donna Lee issue. And Sharon, the truth be told is, let me be truthful here. I'm honestly not thinking that Donna Lee is going to get a true justice, right? I hate to be really the carrier of bad news, but I'm not going to be a hypocrite in terms of certain things that I'm seeing unfolding and seeing some clear delayed tactics, right? So it's a rogue criminal justice system, and I'm not going to hesitate to say it. I have solid reasons why I've said that. It should have done before her 60th birthday. Yeah, that extension should have done before her 60th birthday. And
should not go beyond that age.
And exactly.
They're more qualified. There are a lot of qualified people out there. Why can't they put in one? But we know the reason.
But
why.
Sharon, the very reason why her time has been extended, that is dangerous, right? That is, I am not saying that, okay, if the Prime Minister want to extend, right, give her an extension, right? But I am concerned to the fact that so many situations, so many negative situations surrounded the Prime Minister. And the truth be told, right? Why was she given the extension, right? Just looking from that perspective. The Prime Minister who had given her the extension, right, is corrupted and corroded, right? We have seen situations as it relates to, right, the Kevin Smith case, right? What is this? We have seen Andrew Holness using military persons in respective places. I am somewhat paranoid, to be truthful. I am somewhat scared, right? Somewhat heavily concerned. So even the Donna Lee case, how is it going to be ruled on? I honestly have several doubts as it relates to the fairness of how they are dealing with the Donna Lee case.
Let's hope justice can prevail.
Because to me, if Donna Lee's case was in the United States, other persons would be charged. And that is my point. Other persons would be charged. Not charging other persons. I have no faith. I have no faith in terms of that. But we are hoping the best. We are hoping the best. But honestly, okay. I am in doubt.
Sharon is saying, but she did get one extension. Yes, so this would be a second extension he's given her.
I don't think by law though she's authorized to get a second extension. Well, I don't think the Constitution allows that.
He's making up his own rules as he goes along.
There you go.
He's making up his own rules as
Constitutional.
He goes along.
Let me answer it.
Nobody's challenging him.
Constitutionally, the DPP cannot get 2 extensions, constitutionally speaking. The thing is, and that's why on my thumbnail, right, I mentioned autocracy. One has to understand what the reasons why I put certain information on the thumbnail. Because we are seeing certain political norms and constitutional laws, right, being broken by this Prime Minister. As a matter of fact, right, Andrew Holness not revealing his statutory declaration under the Integrity Commission Act that's supposed to come with a penalty. The question, who is going to penalize him? Who is going to penalize him? His cabinet is not going to do it. Who is going to penalize him? The opposition cannot oppose that because they don't have the numbers. So who is going to penalize him? The parish council election being putting off.
Long overdue.
What is this? What is this?
Are squatting in their position because
Exactly.
they're not supposed to be there. They're squatters.
What is this that we are dealing with? Are we facing a January 16 that according to the United States? I don't know. The truth be told, I don't know. But we are very concerned. January 6th. Sorry, very concerned about, right, certain political norms and constitutional norms being broken. And I mean blatantly, right? The muzzling of the Integrity Commission. Come on, people, look.
Trying to send the mother and her kids that case can be overruled. Yeah, a lot of cases that she presides over or whatever might have to be looked into.
Exactly,
but
but
be overruled because of what she did, and then more court cases, more taxpayer money going down the drain.
My God, this thing with the DPP on it is a very serious constitutional breach. I honestly don't know how they are going to work it out, right? Because constitutionally speaking, she cannot be given a second extension. So I don't know where that is going.
What happened to the other qualified persons?
I honestly don't know where that is going.
What is so special about her that him can't let go of her right now?
Paula has compromised a lot of cases that hopefully won't be retired. Retried. I mean, it is, and trust me, Sharon, all of what you are saying are serious concerns, not only by you, Sharon, but even by legal minds. Even by legal minds. I am also a part of the criminal justice system, and I mean,
confused.
I'm confused.
What you're learning criminal justice is all
right.
It's all twisted right now.
It's out of norms, right? And so then that's why I am heavily concerned. Right? I am heavily concerned as a person, as you understand. I have been educated in the criminal justice system, and I am very much concerned. Right? So it is serious times.
You can imagine one of our own. Okay.
Hmm?
It's okay, it's not burning. The fire is still low, that's what I went to check.
Okay, so can share.
Let me finish. Supposed to.
What?
When I finish, it's supposed to can be okay. Okay, guys. So
all right,
it's 11:53 where you are, and it's 9:53 right now for us. So we know it's late for you, and we really, really appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so very much for your continued support. And I don't see anyone else saying anything. That's true, because we need the justice system to speak out. The other lawyers and so nobody's really saying anything. And
sad, trust me, sad.
Yeah.
But we find ourselves in some serious predicament right now.
Very, very
With
serious.
this government, yeah.
Very serious predicament. But every time they're in, something drastic always happen.
And you see the cabinet seal around him. So I mean,
But you make sure no cabinet him take like everybody else. Him alone hold a brick front. So
serious time. That's all I'm saying.
okay, so Chuck Life is saying wonderful live. I have really enjoyed myself as always.
Thank you, Chuck Life. Big up yourself.
Yep. So true, Sharon. All right, guys. So we are going to sign off. I want to say that's why everyone needs to join with Andre.
Yeah, yeah. So true, Sharon. Right, and you know, join and make us becomes powerful, right, and bring the mission. You know, as it is, bring the mission.
Bring the fight to them.
Bring the fight to them. Take it to them. All right. So we thank all persons for passing through with us. We love you all. Right. And it's so sad that each time we have to end. Right. But it is what it is.
All right. So have a wonderful weekend, guys. Get some rest. Stay blessed. Have a wonderful and productive week. Stay safe and make sure that we are looking out for each other. Be our brother's keeper, as I keep saying. What affects, we're all Jamaicans. What affects
one affects all. All right.
So until next week.
All right.
Bye.
So
stay
next,
blessed, stay safe, and travel well underground.
All right. Hope to see you all next week, Friday. We're coming stronger and better. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.